Okay.
All right, it says we live. Hey, everybody. See if I can't get this thing going. Get all my stuff set up.
I know the feeling. Hope everybody's having a good day.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Stacy.
Hey, brother.
Oh, Lordy.
Are we live yet?
We are live, brother. We are live.
Oh, shit. Hang on. Brother. That scared the hell out of me.
All right. Getting all my boxes set up.
Hey, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica. How you doing, darling?
Hello, Jessica.
Checking her channel.
She don't have no content.
I am.
She just hangs out with me, and she comes in and watches everybody's live stream with me.
She's good people.
Very good people.
She was checking on Jay on his way home from Florida.
Yep. Hey, Peeper.
If you ain't subbed to me, hit me up. I'm on a mission.
She is sub to you because she comes in there and watches your streams on Friday nights and Sunday nights.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There's Peepers and my wife.
Kathy. I got a little something from y'all. I'll open up here in just a little bit, show everybody.
Have you opened it yet?
Yes, I've opened it and looked at it and went to drool and had to wipe my face. Very good job. Awesome.
I think it's awesome.
I know one thing.
I think I know what it is.
I know one daggone thing. I don't want to ever have to try to push a Craftsman GT 5000 again. Oh, my God. Even with that pin in the back pulled where it's supposed to free spool,
Yeah.
I about killed my fool self out there for the last 20 minutes trying to push it. I had to use the truck to pull it forward 10 feet, and then I about killed myself pushing it 6 feet over beside the other lawnmower to get it out of the way of my driveway. My brother don't seem like he's ever going to come get it, so I just moved it out of my way and covered it back up.
We had to get Jessica to come in and do a hangout with us.
I don't think her computer can handle doing a hangout and all. She's got an old computer. She kind of has issues with it at times. It kind of wants to lag with her.
I think we need to put another box on the back of Stacy's sleeper to start throwing some computers in it.
And delivering them around. Let him be the Santa Claus of computers.
I told you I'd clean the top bunk off. We can load it up.
You might need more room on that top bunk. We could probably fill that sleeper full of computer parts if you want to. I promise you, my wife won't miss any of it.
Just leave me a place to put my big ass to bed. That's all I care about.
Oh, we can fill that area too. Just have to turn your driver's seat into a recliner.
Not.
He says, I'll give up a lot of things, but I ain't giving up my bed, right, Stacy?
That's right.
Like I always say, fat boy needs to get his sleep every now and then.
Shit, that top bunk up there, it's pretty big. You put a bunch of towers up there.
Oh, yeah. It's almost the size of a double bed up there. It's wider than no twin, that's for sure.
I got that one shelf on the wall in the barn, and it's probably every bit of 4 foot wide at least. Maybe 50 inches wide, and it's plumb full of flat panel monitors or 17 inch or bigger.
Dadgum.
All the way across, and they're back to back, stacked up on that shelf.
Jeez Louise.
Well, shit, you need to hook a brother up with a shop computer then.
Same here. Jeez. Well, I can't say nothing. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got 5 towers.
We got about 8 computers in the living room. I probably got about 20 or so in the basement, and there's probably a good 30 or so in the barn.
Dadgum. Well, I'm thinking about taking my old computer that I used to use until I got the new one when I build my shop, carry it out there to the shop and hook it up out there because it's got Windows XP, but it still works. At least I could probably do Hangouts and all on it.
Yeah, there's Justin.
Captain.
Peepers, let me inform you of something. I don't need an excuse to come visit. If I come through that part of Arkansas, I'm coming to visit.
Better be careful. He might pull right on up in the driveway with that rig.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I can get it in there. There ain't going to be no room for nothing else, but I could get it in there.
He'll drop his trailer at the truck stop and bobtail it to their house. Park in the middle of the road out there talking about, I'm here.
Oh, I don't know if he'd do that. He don't like unhooking from that trailer and leaving it nowhere.
No.
It'd be different if he owned it.
Yeah.
And he could secure it up good.
I put trailer and all in there. I don't give a shit.
You know, Stacy, I've never driven a truck, but I've said those words myself.
Hey, brother.
Captain?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
So you think you're gonna like that vacuum compressor pump I sent you?
I like it just fine. It's if I don't get around to using it for anything, it still looks cool sitting on my shelf.
I go ahead and tell you something with that one. If you can get the rubber, it's almost like a piece of solid rubber that the bolt goes through for it to actually sit on and be it won't have as much vibration and it's not that loud. That pump ain't real loud.
Hey.
I have some nice solid rubber for it to sit on. Actually, I got these pieces from my friend. If you see a dude in my live streams once in a while, his name is R. Heidman.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Heidman's a really cool dude, and he's a bit of an eccentric because he collects everything. So he sends me these pieces of rubber one time in a different package. They're a little over an 1/8 inch thick.
No, that ain't gonna be thick enough.
And
he's a member. He's a member of Small Engine Nation, then, right? He collects everything.
No, he's not a member of Small Engine Nation yet, but he ought to be because I do believe he's got a bunch of power sports material, power sports stuff at his house.
Well, if you ain't got no rubber pads, I got a bunch of pads that are like 12 by 12.
All Justin needs is a truck mud flat.
Well, the way them bushes they were about, I think, about 5/8 of an inch thick, and they were round, and they had a little metal sleeve that went through the middle.
I was thinking about
and the bolt went through and held it to that bottom plate. Well, the rubber was all eat up and fell apart, and also I just took 3 little old bolts and put in there and put a nut on each side of it to hold it up to keep it up off the plate.
I was figuring I'd just go get one of those cheap play mats from Walmart.
That'll work too. But
or exercise mat.
Yeah. Which, if I remember right, it'll pull up to, I think, 22 cubic feet a minute on vacuum.
Okay.
And the compressor side, I think it said it would hit a max of 30 or 35 psi maximum.
Okay.
So, but it was used in the back of an ambulance as a suction pump for when they had to use, and if they had to run a tube down and had to suction stuff out and all, keep things clean.
Yeah.
They just run it into a container and then had the suction hooked up from the other side of that container, so it just pulls straight in and drop into that big old container.
Well, just like the desperate dentist will tell you, suction is suction.
Yep. But
nothing wrong with a little tug and pull once in a while.
What you say, BS Small Engines?
I ain't touching that statement.
Hey, Brandon.
Oh.
I ain't going there. Don't want to get Jay kicked off of YouTube. So.
Hey, the innuendo is solid, but we're not saying anything that's actually offensive.
Well, y'all, I think we got enough people in here, and I've been live long enough. And I got this first class package in from Miss Kathy and Craig Durbin, and she sent me something she painted. And I think it's friggin' awesome.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
She sent you an asshole for a hobby horse?
Oh, that's right here.
Oh, okay. All right.
But no, she did my logo thing that I've been working on. And it's my little icon when I'm not got the camera turned on. She painted a picture of it.
Cool.
And I think it's friggin' awesome.
That is awesome. I like that.
Can I tell you something, Jay?
What's that?
I saw it before you did.
Well, I kind of figured that.
I'm just trying to rub it in a little bit, you know.
Hey, it's all good. I still got nothing but love for y'all.
I am one of them guys that twists the knife after he sticks it in. So,
well, twist and shout, twist and shout. I appreciate it, Kathy. I love it.
She does that kind of stuff when she's feeling good. So she's been feeling a lot better last month or so, and she's been in that mood to be creative.
Heck yeah. Hey, Antonio. Oh,
hey,
man.
Antonio.
How you doing, Antonio?
Whew. I know one thing. Standing on that concrete in the hot sun and all welding on a farm trailer. Oh, my God.
Oh, jeez.
Hey,
I thought the
Antonio,
Cadillac has been bad enough.
Antonio, just so you know, your oil filter wrench video, I had to go Tractor Supply today, and I didn't buy the whole set, but I bought the two that I needed. And they asked me which ones I wanted because I couldn't find them, and I pulled your video up. They took me straight to them. So
I hadn't had a chance to watch that video yet, but I've been meaning to. I've been busier than a one-armed paper hanger today. God almighty. The Cadillac wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But that daggum 22-foot trailer to haul that farm tractor on, oh my God, that daggum thing about killed me. Whew.
Antonio has to start hiding.
I literally had to hook a 2-inch wide ratchet strap around the back of the trailer and pull it back into itself where it got snatched loose and weld new bracing in there. It's got a dovetail on it that's about 3 foot long, and the center support got snatched loose and the very back of it got V'd out. And I had to pull every bit of that back square, reinforce it, and weld it all back in. Now I know why I don't do that for a daily job. I'd be dead in a week.
What do you need a porta power for?
Well, we didn't have one, so we ended up using that ratchet strap, put around it, hooked it back to the frame, over the top, and went to the front of the trailer and hooked it to itself. And
ratchet
just
strap a whole lot cheaper than a porta power.
Yeah.
Well,
and we just pulled it in till it got straight. I pulled measurements off the corners and different places through the middle until I got it. I think it's within a 1/16 of an inch when we let the strap off.
Yeah, I've got a 4-ton ram for my porta power, and then I've got a 10-ton pulling cylinder for it.
Oh, good God.
Hey, Jay,
yeah.
if you keep up that kind of work for a year, you might even be able to freaking go and try out for the strongman competitions.
Oh, hell no. My back won't hold out for that. What'd you say, Power Band?
Hey, Antonio. Hey, Power Band.
Power Band Garage, how you doing?
But nah, my back won't hold out for doing that.
I just drive this truck 4 or 5 days without taking a shower, and I can win the strongman competition.
Just lift your arms and watch them all fall out, huh?
Yeah, they'll leave.
They'll be like, whoo, you strong. Somebody break out the fire hose. Wash that boy down.
Get the 3 garlic tablets for the first day, and then 4 for the next day, and 5 for the next day after that.
Oh.
I like garlic, but it don't like me, boy.
Garlic is fine. I got no problem with garlic, but onions, Onions, I love onions, and they do well inside my system, but they will kill everybody around me.
Oh yeah.
I like onions if they're cooked right. If they don't get cooked all the way through, they tear my stomach up for some reason. Y'all won't see me for a while.
I love to eat pickled quail eggs, but the next day, boy, when it, whew, Lord, I have to pull over and get out sometime.
So you ride with both windows down and the vent windows in the back of the truck popped open so they ventilate.
And I don't care if it's 0 degrees outside, your windows are going down.
And all the people in back of you that are driving to the freaking Grand Canyon with their kids, all the kids are like, Mommy, why does that truck in front of us smell so bad?
He ain't, that ain't no pig hauler. He's got a flatbed. Why does he smell so bad?
Put me a sign on the back of the trailer that says dead fish en route.
Oh, man. I smell some terrible things get hauled down the road that made me sad. Oh,
The worst thing I ever hauled, and I only did it once, was I hauled a load of cow hides out of Billings, Montana to the port of Galveston, and it was like early spring, so it was still 30, below freezing up in Montana. Well, when I hit that 90-degree weather down there in Texas, finding a parking spot wasn't hard to do. You just pull up in front of them, sit there for a few minutes, they would leave. You just back
in, Pulling hides.
Oh, man.
Surprised you weren't being flocked by turkey buzzards.
Them hides, they haul them on flatbeds. You don't tarp them. They want you to tarp them. And they got maggots and all kinds of flies. And I told that guy over there, I ain't putting my tarps on that nasty shit unless you're going to buy me new tarps when I get to Houston.
Those kind of tarps aren't cheap either. Those aren't the kind you pick up at Harbor Freight.
Oh, no. Them tarps is, whew. I've priced some of them tarps.
8-foot drop, a set of 8-foot drop, 3-piece 8-foot drop, 53 to cover 53-foot trailer costs you about $1,400.
Yeah, I was thinking about $1,200, but yeah, okay.
If you get the lightweight tarps, they're about $2,500.
That's the canvas tarps, or is that the rubber lined ones?
The rubber lined ones.
How much is the solid canvas ones?
They're more expensive than the rubber lined ones are.
I'd like to have a couple of them canvas ones that they've taken off that have a little tear in it somewhere. I'd like to get a couple of them and use them for stuff.
Be about as expensive as buying a surplus 8-man army tent.
If you can find them anymore.
Hey, I built 3 race cars in one of them 8-man Army surplus tents.
Welcome back, Peeper.
Peeper Don, how you doing?
Yeah, it was clouding up there a while ago. I hope it don't rain again.
Can you say, ew?
Smells like snow around here, but I hope it doesn't.
Snow? Really?
It wouldn't stick, but
snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was snowing. It snowed this morning in Elwood.
Stacy's dragging the cold weather behind him.
That shit followed me out of Colorado. I guarantee you that.
Well, hey, come to South Georgia. We need a little bit of cool weather. This like I'm 80-something degree weather is roasting me.
It's 33 degrees right now.
Don't worry. Global warming only happens in the summer.
Oh, man.
Anyway, I'm not sorry for that one. I like that one. Anyway, Jay, I got to tell you, I really like this sticker. I really like it a lot because it's not like everybody else's sticker. It's like a cookie cutter, like this size or whatever, or like this size or whatever. It's not the same exact thing. It's different.
I like the font style. My buddy that cut them and all says, "Well, what do you think about this one?" And he said, "I don't see nobody running this style font." And I looked at it like, "Oh, I like that."
It's pretty cool. I like it.
I like it too.
I like it well enough.
Yeah. I've got like
Why?
4,000 fonts in my computer for my Final Cutter, and I couldn't find one to match that, Jay.
My wife's done said that I'm not snagging hers either.
Well, I sent 2 of them to the captain in the envelope, and that thing it played like Houdini and disappeared. So I had to put another one in the box and send to him.
Thank you.
I told you I was going to get you a sticker to you somehow.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not a problem. I just don't know why the first set disappeared. But very few things have ever disappeared on their way to me. You know, it's a very rare occurrence, you know. And
I'm thinking that when they were sorting through the mail and all, maybe the envelope fell in between some of the stuff at the post office and they just overlooked it.
eventually, if they do find it, they will send it. No matter what, if they lose something and they find it, like they'll be like, "Ah, crap, we missed one. Damn!" And it's been months, been hung up in the top of a machine or something, or in between the freaking seats and like underneath the seat of a freaking mail truck or whatever, or wherever the hell it was. They'll eventually get it to you if they find it.
Yeah.
Even if it's damaged, they'll at least tell you, "We found it. It's covered with dog crap, but we found it."
What you say, Lucky?
That painting that I sent to Chopper's Rule 1 in Australia.
Oh, wow.
Took it 3 months to get there.
Good God.
For fuck's really?
And it was bent all to shit when they got it.
Well, what the hell?
Hey, horse.
Howdy, horse.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
Hit it, hold it, hit it, hold it, hit it, hold it.
This is going to be a interesting weekend, too.
Word?
This weekend coming up is going to be interesting.
A word?
Because I'm going to be manning a Chinese backhoe all weekend.
Better you than me.
Was it
Mexican backhoe?
Similar.
One of them Kubota ones? Or them the Japanese ones?
No, one of them wood handle ones.
Yeah, one of them wood handles with the flat tip and all on it.
Oh, you mean a hoe?
No, I mean a shovel.
A shovel.
Chinese backhoe. I got to dig out and level out and frame up for my concrete slab to get poured.
You better hope there ain't nobody of Chinese ethnicity in there, because they'll be calling you a racist.
Well, you really can't call Jay a hoe unless he's getting paid to do it.
Hell, I can't even give it away, much less think about getting paid for it. The only thing I'm going to get paid is no attention.
Yeah, and he gave his suction machine away, so.
Asshole. Oh man.
I got lonely one time, bought me a blow up doll, and I bit her on the nipple and she farted and flew out the window.
We got Harold Fisher in the house.
What'd you say, Harold?
Harold Fisher, how you doing?
Says he finally got his brake lines in.
But Lucky 7 mowers, how you doing? Mud mowers, pardon.
I actually just got the notification for Lucky's video drop.
Huh.
YouTube has been very slacking in getting me notifications today.
Yep.
Yeah.
It sure has.
Just like I didn't get the notification where Nate went live earlier until after it was over with. I'm like, it's buffering, and then all of a sudden it was shut off. I'm like, well, I guess it wasn't buffering. I guess he was shutting it down.
Well, no, I mean, it was only on for like a couple minutes anyway, but I mean, you know, it's fine. he just like he's there and he's doing it and it happened and then it was over so quick, you know. It's just like whatever, you know.
What you say, Ben Stone Productions?
You can do what I did and look up other videos of that, and you won't find much on there. I promise, because I did. I looked up other videos of it, and I'm like, wow, it must have really just happened because I can't find any other videos of it. There's like one.
Oh, the rocket launch.
Yeah, that's it. There's only like there was at the time, which was like what, like an hour ago or whatever, a half hour ago.
Yeah, about 45 minutes to an hour ago.
Yeah, there was only one other video of it at the time, and that was like taken at the base.
Oh man!
So that's it.
Who got hit?
Oh, we got somebody. Lucky 7 Mud Mowers is up at 860.
Nice.
Man, I've been trying to get to 1,200 for a month now. I get to 1175 and then I fall back to 1169.
Man, I've been fluctuating in between 2,080 and 2,060 for months.
Well, I am floating around 245, and I am happy with it.
I've been fluctuating between those two, and it won't pick either or. I'm up to 2,074 one day, and then the next day I'm down to 2,062, and then one night I was up to 2,082, and then like 5 minutes later I was down to like 2,078.
Have a good one, BS Small Engines.
Hey, Brent. We'll see. So there's your answer. There is no.
Pete. I know how you feel on that one, Peeper. For a long time there, mine just kept fluctuating, going up and back down, up and back down. Then all of a sudden it went up and kept climbing, got over 200, got about 240 or so, and just kind of went, plateaued.
I was sitting there watching mine yesterday. It would go up to 1175, and about 10 minutes later it'd be back down to 1170. Then it'd go to 1174, and then it'd go to 1172, and then as fast as they were coming in, YouTube was taking them away.
Yep, that happens to me all the time.
Oh, one of the ones we went to their channel, I don't think it was Friday night. I think it was a couple weeks ago. I went into one. Whoever it was, they come in to the stream and all, and I went and checked their channel out and was watching the video and all, liked it, hit the sub button, liked the video and all. And that gunfight, when I left the page and come back over to the stream, somebody said something. I went back to check, and it had me unsub from him already.
Yep.
I'm like, what in the heck?
Yep.
Yeah,
all the time, buddy.
You got to go in and watch a video and leave a comment.
I watched the whole video and thumbs up. I just didn't leave a comment.
Yeah, if you don't leave a comment, it won't stick.
That's the only time it's ever done that. That as soon as I subbed, left the channel and come and gave it 5 or 10 minutes and went back, it showed me unsubbed.
From about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday.
Got hit again, or Antonio, come on.
To the whole time, that whole time till I go live. You got Deer Park, Farmstead, Farm All Fanatic, B&O.
Yeah.
There's several of them that you know, they're not sub for subs, but they're more or less channel builder channels.
Yeah.
And I know there's people in here, and my iPad says there's 0 people watching, but there's people steadily commenting.
Yeah, I hadn't even checked to see how many it is. I usually don't even look until after the stream's over with.
I show 15 people in here currently.
Cool.
And then there's
9 months.
9 thumbs up and 1 thumbs down, which is, par for the course.
Yeah, well, it happens. That's their prerogative.
I tell everybody, you sub if you want to. You don't see the video you want to see on my channel, then go find another. You watch what you want. And no obligation. If you're just coming over to like give me thumbs up and stuff like that because we're friends, okay, fine. You can be supportive. I'm not going to tell you not to. But don't come over and freaking say and freaking pretend that you like it. No, if you really like it, then you really like it. That's it. You can be honest. I encourage everybody to be honest and tell me if my video sucks. Please tell me it sucks because I don't want to go on freaking thinking that my videos are great when they suck.
I want to tell you something, Captain. There's one thing about your videos I don't like. There's not enough of them on the pores.
Okay.
I like the pore videos.
The thing that irritates me is you do a live stream and somebody come in and the first thing out of their mouth is, I need 9 more subs to get to 100 or some shit like that. And at least conversate with the people. Damn.
Yeah.
I don't care about that. People come in for sub all the time and stuff. I'm like, okay, cool.
How's it going, Low Lid?
It takes all kinds of people to make freaking YouTube, freaking trolls and everything, so as long as people are freaking like not driving everybody crazy and they're not doing anything malicious, I don't care. If you're just annoying, okay, fine, you're annoying, whatever. I have irritating friends in real life, on YouTube, and otherwise. I do. I have tons of irritating friends.
Hello, I'm right here.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets a little trying, and I'm like, I gotta go. And sometimes I'm just like, oh, shut up. And then sometimes I go along with it. I'm just like, you're an asshole. It's fine. Whatever. It's all good. We're all assholes. We can all freaking jab at each other and poke at each other and stuff. And we all have a good time. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Whatever. It's no problem.
I'm just now getting cooled off from a while ago. It's been almost an hour, and I'm just now cooling off.
Yikes.
Well, at least you didn't go to sleep, and you're on your stream, so it's always a bonus.
Yeah. I knew if I ever laid my head down and went to sleep, I'd wake up about 2:33 in the morning and be up the rest of the night.
Hey, Jay.
Huh?
I got me some lot lizard repellent.
Quail eggs with jalapenos.
Oh, jeepers.
Pickled quail eggs. Oh, you can have all that you want.
What is that?
Quail egg.
I've made pickled eggs before, and I got to tell you, I'm not going to do it again. I like the kind that come in the jar in the grocery store and the kind of eat at the bars and stuff like that. Those are fine, but I'm not going to make my own anymore.
Because don't you have to boil the eggs and all, and then put them in the pickle and stuff and all? Oh, that's too much work. I don't like boiled eggs anyway. Ugh, that's nasty.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
I do it all the time.
There was a guy on a live stream last night that was eating a pickled ostrich egg that had been pickled for a very, very, very long time.
Have a good night there, Antonio.
Good night, Antonio.
Later,
He said
brother.
that people repellent.
Have fun at your movie.
Don't forget to carry a digital camera in there and record the movie at the movie theater and send us a copy.
Bootleg. Yeah, man. Sure.
Just got to make sure you slap people upside the head talking about, hey, don't say too much. We're trying to record this. I remember, let's see, how long ago has that been? Oh, good Lord.
I got in big trouble for recording a Garth Brooks concert one time.
Really?
Dadgum. Yeah, they'll ask you to leave on stuff like that.
Well,
let's see. I'm trying to remember when it was. The last time I went to a walk-in theater. That was, jeez.
I can tell you the last time I went.
The mid-90s, I think it was.
Last
And
time I went, I watched National Treasure 2.
or was it the late 90s?
So what's that like? 2008, 2009?
Sometime in that era.
I don't know. I don't know when that movie came out. I didn't watch it.
I was in the theater, and there was a group of jerk people behind us. But I actually stood up and asked the guy to move to another area in the theater because I was tired of them being obnoxious.
Ah.
It was almost $20 a ticket to get in to see the movie anyway.
Oh, good God.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I can't say nothing. It's like $10 a ticket to get into the walk in here now.
Yeah, it's like 11 or 12 here, but damn, $20.
Some places it's more than that.
Did they come over and rub your feet while you're watching it?
There were 4 of us who went to see the movie, and everything all together was about $150.
Lord have mercy. Mm-mm.
Did they rub your feet?
No. And I was about ready to go postal on this guy behind us that was in this group of rude people. And I said, I paid good money to watch this movie, and I want to do it and enjoy it.
But Craig, I've never been to Kansas.
Well, that's the reason I like going to drive-ins, because it's usually you get to watch 2 movies for the price of one, and you get to sit in your vehicle and be comfortable instead of them little tight seats in them theaters. Nate!
Nate Tater in the house!
What's going on, Nate? You want on the panel?
Hey, Nate, how you doing?
That picture, Nate hasn't seen it.
You can be on the panel if you want to, brother. You got the link in the thing.
So I went to a drive-in theater with a couple of people. Me and Crystal last year we went to see we see a double feature of Black Panther
and Infinity War.
And
Infinity favorite movie ever.
And Infinity War, which is Crystal's favorite movie ever, and she's freaking out, and she can't say enough about it. But oddly enough, she stopped. But anyway, we went to see that movie in a Ford Focus.
Wow.
If you're familiar with what a Ford Focus is, it's this little itty tiny car.
Yeah.
It's
What you think, Nate? Hey, Breezy.
Breezy, how you doing?
I think that came out good.
But that is a cool painting.
The eyes are coming for you. The eyes are coming for you.
I love that picture. I think it's awesome.
And then you got this coming at you.
If you guys have never sat in the back seat of a Ford Focus, it's more cramped than a porta potty.
I don't know how you could get in the back seat of that car.
Yeah, I'm really I'm not complaining or anything. We had a great freaking time. It was a really, really cool experience to have a double feature at a drive-in theater, man. That was really awesome. But yeah, it was tiny. I'm not gonna lie, it was small.
I don't know that you'd have an easy time getting in and out of the front seat of one of those cars. You'd have to duck.
A buddy of mine out there, he had a shop and all behind his house, and his brother had like 4 or 5 Geo Metros with the 3 cylinders in them, just lined up behind his brother's shop and all that he had picked up over time and all for spare parts because he drove one to deliver mail and all in, and it was cheaper on gas, so that's the reason he liked them.
Yeah.
I told my buddy, I said, we need to take one of them cars and build a frame for underneath it and put either a 350 Chevrolet or a 302 Ford down in it and make a drag car out of it. He said, who would drive it? I said, I don't know. He said, well, we got one out there that's the doors are unlocked. He said, let's go see who can get in it. I looked at it. I said, give me a minute. I went and grabbed the socket and ratchet, took the 2 front seats out, crawled in the back seat and put my feet up there straddling the tunnel thing. And I'm like, well, I can just about touch the firewall with my feet. Is if we put the seat, sit in the back seat with the steering wheel, it'll work.
Yep. Yep.
I still want to do that. I still want to get a Geo Metro or some little car like that, put a V8 in it, and sit in the back seat to drive it.
Nate says he's been airborne in a Geo Metro.
Oh, you were ooh.
I don't
Airborne
know.
in a Metro. How hard did it hit? And
Did it flatten the tires or
exactly. All them things are is a golf cart with a body around it.
Do you remember the little tiny Subaru cars? Them little itty bitty ones with the hatchback?
Oh,
Fish tank.
Was it a DL or a GL or something?
yeah. I think it was a GL.
There's a road in Stafford, Connecticut. It's called Seven Sisters Road, and there was this big hump, like right in there's this crossroads out there, and there was this big hump in the middle of the road that everybody used to take jumps over and stuff like that. It was crazy, and we took that little itty bitty tiny car over that freaking gigantic freaking hump in the road with 4 people stuffed in that little tiny car.
Oh, good God, that had to hurt.
It was excruciating. We all hit the ceiling, every single one of us. And I just thinking about it makes my neck ache.
I would imagine.
Because them cars were tiny. Oh, my God.
Yeah, being 16 was not fun for everyone, but it was for me. Parts of it, at least.
Well, I can't say too much. A buddy of mine had a little Datsun pickup truck, 4-cylinder, 5-speed, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he was flying down a dirt road, and the front tires, when he went to go around a corner, caught wrong. When it done, it spun him sideways and rolled the truck. Crushed the top end a little bit and all that. He's like, well, I don't know where to find another cab for one of these trucks. He said, well, I guess we're not going to be putting it back on the road. Us and him, me, and my brother decided we cut the top off the truck, put a roll cage in it, and mounted 2 Mustang seats in the bed of the truck and made it into a dune buggy. We drove that thing through the woods, through trails like it was a 4-wheeler.
Hello, Mudster.
What's going on, Mudster?
We found we've more than one car out in the woods.
Wow.
We used to find abandoned cars out in the woods all the time, and we'd bomb on them real bad. Either that or we'd go pick up like a $50 Renault or a freaking Aries K or a
God, I hated them K cars.
or an Opal. something like that. One of the cars that you just can't keep running on the road, so you just take it out in the field and you just absolutely smash the crap out of the thing because it's just.
I had an Opal one time when I lived in Kansas, and we stuffed a 302 in it.
Oh, man.
Which kind of Opal? Was it an Opal GT?
That was the one that looked like a miniature Corvette.
Yeah, it's an Opal GT. Yeah.
We stuffed the 302 in it and had to put the radiator in the back seat.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
Nate, you about right. Railroad tracks do make for good ramps because we had one that had a real steep thing.
I didn't even think that thing had a back seat.
And me and a buddy of mine took his dad's Chevy. I think it was like a 2500 work van. It had no windows in the back or on the side doors or nothing. It had 2 little windows on the back, the rear doors, and then the passenger side driver door had a window. That was it. Nothing along the sides after the doors. We took that thing, and he had pulled all his dad's painting stuff and his sheetrock tools and all that stuff, emptied the van of all that stuff. We went partying one night, and we went down to some train trusses where they're having a big party and all. There's concrete benches, picnic tables and stuff out there, and everybody was partying. We left there, and he knew them tracks had just the right amount of thing to get some air in it. He said, we're going to clear them this time. I'm like, dude, you're going to mess up your dad's van. He said, nah, it'll handle it. I've jumped it before. Well, he hit the gas a little harder than he thought he was, and when we hit them tracks, he looked down and we was doing like 70, 75. He's like, uh-oh. We cleared all 4 tires over that railroad tracks, and right past the railroad tracks, it goes into a 90-degree curve.
Oops.
Yeah, it hit so hard, it actually sprung the front end to where the front tires were laying almost at a 45-degree angle. We just did make it around that curve. We went in the ditch on the right-hand side on our lane, into the edge of the ditch, and when we come out the other side, we was just about completely off the road in the ditch on the other side, sliding it sideways. I'm like, if we live through this, I'm going to beat you half to death. He said, if I can't get this van home and get the front end fixed before my dad gets back from vacation with his girlfriend, he says, you ain't going to have to kill me. I'll be dead already.
Yeah, no doubt. Be dead twice. And then his dad would probably have the doctor revive him just so he could do it again.
But the funny thing is,
I want to find me an old short Chevrolet early 80s model van and make me like a surfer's van out of it.
yeah,
I think those are cool.
heck
I
yeah.
like those little shorties. Yeah, they're not much good for anything else except for just kind of having a good time, joyriding, partying.
Luckily for him, he knew where another van was just like it, went and got all the parts, rebuilt the front end on that van, got back, and his dad got home. He had it parked in the same place, had all the stuff back in the back of it and all. He said the first of that week, his dad's like, well, I guess I can clean the van out, carry it to the shop. He said, what do you mean carry it to the shop? He's like, I got to go get the front end fixed where it's been acting up. He said he was sitting there thinking, should I tell him or let him go put it in there and get parts replaced that I just replaced? He finally told him what he done. His dad got mad for a minute and then said, well, I guess I ain't got to pay to get it fixed. You done it for me.
It happens.
I put the picture up that I took of the live stream that Nate had earlier, so that
Cool.
I was going to send him it in Hangouts, and then I remembered that he removed Hangouts from his arsenal. So I thought maybe I'd display it up here so you could see it.
Heck yeah.
Well, there is a like Tykes over there, Peeper Don. How many kids do you have now? Like 5 or 6?
Counting Matt?
I think that they have a group of 5 kids.
If you
If you
count Matt and
include-
Beeper, yeah.
If you include all of them.
She said 3 mini mats are full of it. Well, she got the 3 mini mats and then she got the big mat, so she got 4 kids. Oh, Lordy.
I would have to say that all 3 of those boys probably have both of their personalities, and they're probably right when they're in a good mood and goofing around.
Hey, I'll tell you what. All 3 of them boys have a different personality.
Yeah, guaranteed.
And one of them's like a bull in a china closet.
Yeah.
Another one is going to be a professor someday. And the other one, every time I looked at him, he started crying. It just broke my heart. I felt like I was doing something bad.
Jeez. That sucks. He's probably going to be the one that's end up a professional boxer or something.
Dadgum, Peeper. Yeah, you are getting overrun.
Oh, man.
3 non-furry kids, 6 furry kids, 2 scaly kids, and Matt.
Oh, what kind of scaly kids do you have?
And no parts for a Mustang GT.
No. What kind of scaly kids you got?
She got 3 big mud tires, though.
Toils?
I was going to say, I know it wasn't snakes because Matt, I had a picture of a snake up on the thing, and Matt was like, you got to turn that off. You got to turn that off.
Yeah,
Speaking of snakes,
I don't understand fear of snakes personally because I've had snakes as pets, companions, whatever.
Me too.
I slept on top of my friend's snake tank. It was a 6 foot long plywood tank, 3 feet wide, and I slept very comfortably on that thing for months.
I don't think Matt and Peep are having any snakes, because if I'd have seen a snake in there, they'd had a new door.
You'd have been peeling Matt off of something. You'd have climbed up to the top point and as far as he could get away from that thing.
I don't do snakes.
You don't like snakes? Really?
I don't do snakes. I don't do spiders.
My brother about tore the door off my car I had one time because of a snake.
I don't care about snakes. I don't care about spiders or anything like that. So some bugs do creep me out, but I mean, it's usually because they surprise me or because the way they creep around. Sometimes it's like, yeah. It's like
I did 6 months in Montgomery County Jail over a damn grass snake.
Good Lord.
Like I told my Justin.
Sometimes they're creepy, but no, most of the time I can handle bugs and things.
A guy that worked for me put a damn grass snake in my cooler. And I opened my cooler up and reached in there to grab me something to drink, and that snake wrapped around my arm. When I pulled my arm out, he started laughing. I slung that snake off and damn near beat him to death.
Oh, good Lord.
And he filed charges on me. I had 6 months in Montgomery County Jail for that.
Oh, it sucks, buddy.
Oh, I got to tell you what happened to my brother. His car tore up, so he borrowed my car to drive back and forth to work because he was working in another town. I was working at a reptile shop here in our town. And I was cleaning out some of the reptile cages and all, and I had we was keeping a friend's Burmese python at the shop. I got this big old 100-something gallon tank outside, turned up on its side, washing it out, getting it cleaned out, and I got the snake laying around my neck. My brother pulls up in my car, got the window down, got his arm propped up on the thing, hanging out the window, talking to me, and all. Here I am standing right in front of him, not 2 foot from him. This big old snake hanging around my neck. He ain't moved yet. Hadn't said a word about the snake. We sat there and talked for about 5 minutes or so, and about that time that snake lifted his head, and when he did, my brother about tore the passenger side door off the car. It's like, uh-oh.
I don't do snakes. My son come home with a snake that he bought. He bought it from somewhere. I don't know. It was about 3 or 4 foot long. And I walked in the bedroom and come out with a machete. He said, "What are you fixing to do?" I said, "I'm fixing to cut that snake in pieces." And he took that snake to my sister's. And my sister had a little applehead chihuahua.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. The snake ate that dog.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Well,
have a good one there, Lucky.
When I was sleeping on top of that snake tank, that snake was a 14-foot long Burmese python. Oh, Indian Burmese python. And its name was Jurassic. Jurassic was quite an interesting creature.
That's an interesting name. That's an interesting name because your ass is sick if you sleeping on that cage.
No, at night he was pretty docile at night. He liked to be like, you would think that he would be active at night, and well, sometimes he was, and I'd feel him bumping around and stuff in the tank and whatever, and he didn't bother me. But we had a good relationship, as person to snake relationships go. He wasn't my snake, but he was my friend's snake, and he was familiar with me as somebody that hung out there all the time. And when I started living there, I slept on the couch for a little bit, but then this other dude said, "Well, I want my couch back." I'm like, "Oh, damn." So he was sleeping on a couch, and I didn't feel like sleeping on the floor because, it's a underprivileged section of town, cockroaches and all. So
what you say, Trax?
I figured I'd take my chances sleeping on top of the snake tank. And the guy that owned it, he's just like, "Why don't you sleep on the snake tank? Go ahead." He's the one that suggested it. I'm like, okay. Because I'd carry that snake all around. We go walking around with that thing in the summertime, and people would come up and be like, "Oh my god, it's huge! Is it friendly?" We're like, well, "Yeah, as long as you're not an ass to it. I mean, if you're a jerk to it, yeah, it's probably gonna get pissed off at you. But
Yep.
attack you? Nah, no, you're not edible. This thing eats rabbits, and it was big enough where we had to feed it rabbits. We put rats and things in the cage, even the big rats, and he won't touch them. He's just like, crunch. He'd kill them, but he wouldn't eat them. So we
Wouldn't
were
waste his time.
yeah, he's like, what the hell? So he went and got himself like this one family was like, we have a very, very old bunny rabbit. Do you think he'd eat that? And my buddy's like, yes. So they told the kids that the bunny was going to go live on a farm where he could have all the carrots he wanted to eat, and we took it back to the freaking house. And, well, the snake ate well. Let's just put it that way.
Over a couple days or maybe even a week. The snakes don't process food very fast.
No, rabbit lion probably last him a week or so.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on the snake too, because he was a big feller. He was a real big feller. That's a 140-pound snake easily.
How you doing there, Trax?
I had a copperhead in my shop one time. And
Did you get him?
no, my father-in-law went in there and killed it. And he walked out there and he had that snake in his hand. He said, the snake's as scared of you as you are of him. I said, I don't think that's possible.
Speaking of snakes, though, Matt said that he was watching the Trailer Parks Boys cartoon on Netflix. So I looked it up today, and the very first episode has a pepperoni eating tapeworm in the episode, and they treat it like a snake.
Lord have mercy.
A pepperoni eating tapeworm. Okay.
That's just strange.
I know a lot of parasites. But none that specifically eat pepperoni.
What's up, Trax?
I knew a girl that could swallow your wallet without freaking blinking.
Not my wallet. I don't let it out of my sight.
Oh man, she was a good time.
My wife can empty my wife can empty my wallet in the blink of an eye.
Making Tracks, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. My goodness. Peeper was saying something about centipedes. Yay or nay? Nay. No, I don't do centipedes. Creepy crawly things. If they're little centipedes, they're little itty-bitty ones, that's fine.
I can look at them and all, but I don't want them crawling on me.
Well, I've had them crawling on me dozens of times because I've done lots of cleanup work, done lots of yard work with like rotten logs and sticks and piles of leaves and things. And you get centipedes in there and all manner of like earwig and all kinds of damn things, and when I poured that little piece of silver, when I poured that little silver turd last year, I tell you, it was either last year or the year before. Well, anyway, when I poured that thing, I poured it in a rotten log. When I picked up that rotten log, there were centipedes and things popping out of it. Just like when you freaking like see in a freaking cartoons, and freaking like a skeleton falls over and then a bunch of spiders and centipedes and things run away from it. It was just like that.
Well, centipedes and millipedes, I believe, are poisonous. If they
Millipedes, you ain't gonna find them around here.
Well, I can handle snakes and iguanas monitor lizards, stuff like that.
Yep.
I like watching spiders and scorpions, but don't put them on me.
Yeah.
You put a spider on me, I'll show you some kung fu you never seen before.
I've actually had iguanas. I had two big ones. I had one that was 6.5 feet, and he was very, very cool. And I had one that was 3.5 feet, and she was just pissy. My goodness, was she the most inhospitable and rude, arrogant, conceited, don't touch me kind of lizard. Holy man, was she bad. She was terrible.
I used to watch a girl on YouTube. Her name was Hazel. She loved snakes, man.
Hazel's Reptiles.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hazel's awesome, man.
one of them snakes bit the shit out of her one night.
Yeah, it happens.
When I think of iguanas, it reminds me of the Cheech and Chong movie. Where
Up in smoke.
yeah.
That was the I know which snake you're talking about, Stacy. That was a little while ago. It was last year. That was her albino. The albino
I thought
snake.
it was.
The yellow and
I
white
thought it
one.
was a yellow one. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yellow
one.
and white one. That's an albino one. And that one had I think it had some kind of parasite or something, and it wasn't feeling good. So it was just inhospitable, period. I don't know exactly what happened to that snake, but it was crazy for a while. So
I lost track of her, and I think the last video I watched, she was going to have to put one of them down or something.
She actually got through that, and the snake started acting a little better. So it wasn't like trying to attack her and things. So, but I'll tell you this: at the same time that I owned those two iguanas, and you've never had a 6.5 foot iguana try to freaking perch itself on top of your head just so it could get a better view of the apartment. I have. A 6.5 foot. A 6.5 foot iguana has 1.5 inch long claws, by the way.
And it will try to dig its claws in you any way it can to climb up to get to where it wants to get.
Yes, it will. Even in the corner of your eyelid.
See, that's why I don't want iguanas. I never really cared for iguanas. I like looking at them and all, but I tell you ones I like, and that's the Chinese water dragons.
Oh, when it starts shaking its head at you, you're just like, what the hell is wrong with that thing? Because it's gobbler thing hanging down from its chin. It'll start bobbing its head around and stuff, like shaking its head at you, and its gobbler's like fluffing around at you. You're like just flapping in the breeze. You're like, holy crap, what is this thing doing? And the first couple of times it does it, it'll scare the crap out of you, but then it's just like, stop it.
Have a good one, Trax.
I caught a little lizard one time, just a little old green lizard, common lizard. And
Trax.
he had his mouth on. I was holding him in my hand. And Tabitha goes, put him on your ear, wear him like an earring. So I had him up there, and he bit onto my ear. And I don't know, he hung there for a long time. But the next morning, I woke up, and my ear was like the size of a softball.
Oh.
I had to go to the doctor and get shots in my ear because it got infected and shit.
Daggone.
Got you an allergic reaction to a lizard. Oh, man. Something. Oh, jeez. Some tropical parasite got you. Damn, bro. Anyway,
Lord have mercy.
I don't play with lizards no more.
I would imagine you don't.
That's a pretty good sized snake there, Tiffany.
Woo! Let me see. Do I have that one? Oh, my goodness. Look at you go. What isms? What was it? What kind of snake was it?
It looks like a copperhead to me, but
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
I don't know what kind of snake that is.
Only good snake's a dead snake.
No.
I like snakes.
You know what? You can debate with me all day. You're not going to change my mind.
You get rid of all the snakes, we'll be so overrun with daggone frogs and rats and mice and everything else.
insect. Some of
These
them
are
insect.
these are slider turtles here. Red-eared, if I'm correct. Doesn't look like a red-eared slider turtle. But those are cute little fellers. They serve those with soy sauce in Chinese restaurants. I'm not kidding. They really do.
Hazel's Reptile hangs out in Making It Wayne's live streams on Thursday night.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The guy that was in my live stream Saturday.
She does eating now, eating stuff. Mukbang.
The mukbang.
Ah. Man, she's such a cool person, dude. I got to know her hanging out with Green Bay Wacky and and Cab 7 and things. She's a really cool person. She's a dynamite lady, I'll tell you.
She's absolutely beautiful too.
She is. She's stark raving gorgeous, and she's also a cool person though. She's got it going on in both respects. You know, she is a really cool person.
I know a lot of good YouTubers.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of cool people out there.
Yep.
Mudster, how you doing? Yeah, well, when you're not expecting a creepy crawly, I mean, it might startle you. But
Yeah.
Mice tend to startle me. I'm not scared of mice, no, because I'll just be like, smush. But I don't care. I'll just crunch them things up. It does not bother me. But do they scare me? No. They'll startle me. Like, if they, like, I was doing wood in the backyard one day and freaking mouse popped out at me. I'm like, God damn it. Stomping. Nope, they're too quick for you. You can't stop them, so you can't stomp them.
I showed you that picture of that field rat that my youngest found, didn't I?
No. Maybe. Was that just a little bit ago?
I think it's been a few days ago. Let me see if I can find it again.
Yeah. Is it the Small Ninja Nation? Is that the one that's crawling out of the top of a donut?
No.
I'm just joking anyway. It really bothers people when they see a mouse on a piece of food or something. That's why I said that. Captain Jerk. What do you want?
About like that one picture where it has the girl sitting there holding that box of donuts. Says, how many people ever noticed the mouse on the donut?
And I guess there's a mouse sitting on one of the donuts in the box.
Yeah, and the girl's wearing a bikini.
Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures like that, a bunch of times,
My dad, when my boys were, I don't know, about 10, 12 years old, well, I guess they were both, they were about 10 and 12, something like that. I had bought them 22s for Christmas. Well, we went over to Dad, and they were target practicing this, that, and the other, and Dad went in the house and got a box of rat shot. So, hey, y'all come out here in the hay barn and shoot the rats and the mice. Well, they filled up a couple 5-gallon buckets with rats and mice, but they ran out of rat shot, so they started shooting the regular 22 shells at them.
Oh, jeez.
Dad come out there. There was about 300 holes in the roof of his barn. I said, look, you can't get mad at them because you told them to kill the mice and the rats. They ran out of rat shot. It's your fault for not giving them any more.
My goodness. I didn't even see this picture that Matt posted in the freaking in the hangout chat of the freaking the skull mounted on the freaking shifter. Nobody told me about it or nothing. Nobody told me about the picture. It wasn't in a video or nothing.
I thought you saw it.
No.
I thought he saw it too. My bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just that it just said that it didn't happen. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And if anybody did tell me, then I probably wasn't paying adequate attention. And I apologize for that. How about that?
I thought you commented on it the other night in one of the live streams.
No, I don't think I did, bud.
There's the field rat that my stepson was shooting his 45 at when he was mowing on the tractor.
That's a rabbit.
I know it. The field rat.
Where's it at?
In his hand. Do you see it?
Hang on, I'm trying to look for pictures.
It's on the
Look on the live stream.
Yeah, I'm screen
Oh,
sharing.
sorry that you. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, you did show that. That's the rat. Yeah, okay.
That's the field rat.
Remember the rat, Crystal?
Yeah.
It's the bunny.
Oh.
Oh. Crystal loves bunnies. That's one of her favorite critters. Huh, bunny?
The future Hassenpfeffer.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you have
They're they actually like to roam the grass just like the turkeys and the deer.
Well, that's a fricasseeing rabbit. Do you have a fricasseeing license?
Yeah, you have to have a license to harvest the fur off of them. You can hunt them all day long, but to actually sell the pelts, you have to have a fur bearer license.
Or a trapper's license.
Yeah.
He's got one.
I don't have a trapper's license. I got a disabled sportsman's license, which covers just about everything else.
A friend of mine raised rabbits in he turned his entire garage into a rabbitry, and the whole thing is just cages and cages and cages and cages and cages and cages of rabbits. That I mentioned the cages because there's a lot of them. Okay, and there's tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of rabbits in there, and he was raising rabbits for pet rabbits, right? And he had a few rabbits in there that were actually food grade rabbits. Somebody gave him, a livestock rabbit, and said, "Here, grow me some of these. I can't take care of them at my place, so can you do it?" And he's just like, "Yeah." So a different friend of his came in and said, "Hey, this is a livestock rabbit. You're growing you're growing pet rabbits. There's no problem. You growing pet rabbits. You're doing it right. You got all your ducks in a line, but you got to have a different type of license to grow these livestock rabbits. These are eating rabbits right here." He's like, "Oh," so he had to stop growing the eating rabbits because, well, it was a different type of rabbit that he.
I look at it like this: a rabbit's a rabbit.
Yep.
So do I. So do I. I look at it that way too. But no, I guess that one type of rabbit he had was specifically for eating. Whatever.
All of them for eating if you get them big enough.
Peeper, anything that's cute and furry and cuddly, anything that's got pentagrams on it, anything that has anything to do with the Supernatural TV program.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. Especially Castiel, of course. Anything to do with, she likes to draw Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z, so anything with that kind of stuff, she likes that too. She does the painting with diamonds things, she does all kinds of stuff. Yes, Cass, she says. Oh, yeah, okay. So she knows exactly what's going on. Anyway, yeah, that's Crystal. She's she's into that kind of thing. I don't remember. She likes the Salandit. That's one of her favorites. May I?
Yeah.
Oh, he's over there now. If you're familiar with this character, this is one of her favorites right here. He's called the Salandit, the Pokemon character, which actually looks like the symbol from the Singular telephone company or cell phone company.
Pretty close.
Yep. But that's Salandit. She likes him quite a bit. She wanted me to get this for her birthday or something last year. So I did. He is not a handsome fella. But he sure is cute. He's cute, but he's not handsome. And he's fuzzy. He's like got this like real short pile, like fuzzy kind of type feel to him. So he's cool. But anyway, that's one of her favorites. Yes, he is cute. Yep. So she's usually got Salandit sitting right next to her on her side table there, end table, whatever you want to say.
Headrest.
He's sitting right there.
Headrest.
Oh, snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies. Ugh.
You gotta love that until you get that one that just hits the nerve wrong and takes the breath right out of you.
No, the problem I have is it'll pop up to a certain point and get right to that one that needs to pop to relax everything and just stop.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and this got that little bit of a knot to it, and you're like, all right, I want to find somebody to pop it, but nobody wants to pop my back for me.
Either that or you got to sit on you got to find something hard to sit on, like to like sit in that spot and then
push against it.
Yeah, and then take it out, and then you feel like I'll just go. You're like, finally. Yeah, I've had to do that a bunch of times. My buddy sat on his cell phone one night. He's just like, nope, I'm like, he's like, I got a wicked bad cramp. I'm like, do you need any help? He's like, nope, I got it. Like, what are you doing? He's like, no, it wasn't his phone. It was his beeper. That's what it was. He sat on his beeper for like 3 hours straight. I'm like, dude, what? He's like, nope, it'll work. And it did. It did. He sat on it though, but put his full weight, crunched right down on it. He's like,
Did Nate leave?
yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I ain't seen him say nothing in a while.
Who?
Nate.
Hey. He didn't say bye. He usually does if he's gonna go.
Yeah, I didn't even say bye, so.
I didn't either.
I love turtles. That's one of his last
Turtles. Toidles.
turtles.
Toidles.
Rabbit.
Toidles. Toidus.
Turtle. Rabbit.
Am I not turtle enough for the Turtle Club?
Oh, jeez, here we go.
Turtle. That movie is so stupid, but it's funny at the same time.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that actually put the final bullet in his career.
Who was the one that was in that movie?
Dana Carvey.
Was it Dana Carvey?
Oh, yeah. I don't think that was Rick Moranis.
No.
He's not goofy enough. He's not wacky enough. He's wacky and he's goofy, but I don't think he quite cut the mustard on that one.
Won't they have a Wayne's World 40 coming out soon?
You know, I was talking to Peeper the other day, and we were talking about Bill and Ted.
Oh, they're supposed to be making another one of them.
Yep. And they're also supposed to be making another Goonies movie. Believe it or not.
I hope they don't mess that up. If they mess up the Goonies, I'm going to be pissed.
There's like 4 Goonies movies now, I believe.
I've only seen the one.
Yeah.
There's like 4 of them.
Okay.
You going to have me Googling that stuff in a minute.
Yeah, I'm already on Dana Carvey right now.
What was the name of that movie? Master of Disguise? He went in there with that outfit and all on, and it's all.
In fact, the Goonies is at the movie theater here locally.
Master of Disguise came out in 2002.
17 years ago.
And he was the writer and he was the main character whose name was Pistachio Disguisey.
Pistachio fits him because he is a nut.
Yeah, he's a wacky fella.
Yeah, Goonies 2.
Wait, hold on. I saw The Road to Wellville, and he really did play George Kellogg? That dude was insane. Like, okay, have you ever seen the movie The Road to Wellville? Nope.
Is that where there's supposed to be some kind of asylum or whatever? But the guy who come up with Kellogg's cornflakes, was doing it supposed to be so super healthy and all, and he ends up dying halfway through the movie or something.
It's got Matthew Broderick and everything in there.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins, I thought, was the one that played George Kellogg, but apparently it's John Harvey Kellogg that was the kook. Sorry. George Kellogg was one of the other kooks named Kellogg, of course. Mm-hmm. I got to watch that movie again because that movie was messed up. There was a lot of really just dumb things going on.
That's one of the ones you sitting there watching it, scratching your head like, what in the living?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Munster, no, I'm not doing the truffle shuffle. I'm not giving nobody them kind of nightmares.
Shuffle. Believe it or not, if you guys don't know who this is, his name is Colm Meaney. He played a character on Star Trek named Chief O'Brien.
Yeah.
Chief O'Brien's in that movie too.
There's 4 there and 4.
So yeah, it's weird. It's a really odd movie.
Now 9 showing up again. Can't figure out who the 9th person is. Well, now it's back down to 8.
Oh wow!
There's a bunch of those. What I would consider to be like the Brat Pack '80s movies that they're starting to remake.
Yeah.
This movie, by the way, it lost a lot of money at the box office. The budget was $25 million, and they only got $6.5 million for it at the box office.
Now, which movie?
That's considered to be a gigantic flop.
Yeah.
Was it to Wellville?
Oh yeah.
It's a really, like I said, it's a really, really weird movie. I can't recommend that you watch it, but I can like say go watch it because you want to go. What the heck? That's the one. That's one of the ones, I should say. Kind of like it's not as weird as watching Lost Highway or anything, but it's pretty weird.
Yeah. Lost Highway. Which one was that one?
John Carpenter. It's a lost piece of cult movie nonsense. It's confusing. Watch it and be confused.
I believe I've seen that movie, but I've watched so many movies. I'd have to go back and read what it's totally about to remember if I've seen it or not.
Lost Highway, come out in '97.
Speaking of movies, I didn't realize they sold Steve McQueen's Ford GT.
Yeah,
it's rated as one of the most expensive car sales in the last 10 years.
Steve McQueen?
Yeah,
I think Richard Rollins is the one that bought it.
What did he give for it?
It's like over $6 million.
$6 million? That's it?
For a Ford GT?
Is that the blue one?
From Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was green, wasn't it?
I thought it was blue and gray.
I may be thinking about something else.
You're thinking about that Mustang he's got that's green.
Oh my.
All right.
I like that movie too, Mudster. Mad Max movies.
Oh,
11 million for the GT40.
yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a little more toward what I thought it would be, but yeah.
I like the first Mad Max movie because I like that black Interceptor car.
I'll be back in a little bit.
And I also like Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay. I am the Knight Rider. I am the toe cutter. That's all I gotta say. Bill Pullman, Patricia Arquette. Those are the names that you find when you look up Lost Highway. So, either one of them. You might remember watching part of it and, getting confused and saying, I don't think I could follow this, and turning it off. Just saying.
Captain, do you remember what we used to call a B-rate movie called, I think it was Highway to Hell or something like that, where it had a cop that's from hell that would come through in a certain stretch of highway. If you fell asleep in between them 2 points, that cop would take you and carry you to hell.
No,
and the boy goes in, takes a souped up car to go into hell to get his girlfriend and bring her back. It was a B-rate movie, which it was kind of good, but it's kind of a cult movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I remember that one. I do.
But he used a 33 Ford. I think it was a 5-window that was souped up and all to bring her back out with.
Okay.
It's a cool movie. If you get a chance, watch it.
I remember The Race.
Oh, I love that movie. I got it on DVD and VHS.
Well, who doesn't love Chuck Sheen in the 80s, right? Come on.
The only reason I got the movie is because I love the car. And it's a kit car.
Yeah.
All the cars in that movie were cool at one point in some way, shape, or form. Yes, they were.
Except for that stupid piece of crap Dodge Daytona at the beginning. I'm sorry, ain't no front-wheel drive Dodge Daytona.
Yeah.
Going to outrun no Corvette, even if it's a piece of junk Corvette like that one was with a 305 in it.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that have had those front-wheel drive Daytonas.
Supercharged, super fast.
They used the cheapest cars they could get to make that movie, except for that daggum Interceptor.
Well, you figure that they turned a Charger, Dodge turned a Charger into a front-wheel drive. And the Charger, at one point, had a Daytona badge on it. And, well, there you go, front-wheel drive Daytonas.
Yeah.
Don't kill the messenger. just saying. It happens. Look at what Pontiac did with the GTO. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Boo.
Yeah, the new GTO is basically like a daggum Chevrolet G6.
No, I'm talking about the front-wheel drive ones they had back in the 80s. Boo. Look like a damn Ford Escort.
Bill Cutlass Supreme from the late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, those front.
What about when they tried to come back out with a Dodge Dart and it was a little front-wheel drive family car?
No. One of the worst ones that they ever did. One of the worst travesties they ever made was what they did to the Chevy Nova.
Oh God, it was like a Chevy Chevette.
Man, why did they do that? My friend's sister had one of the things. It was a red one, and she went to change the freaking. She's like, I went to change the tire on my freaking car the other day, and like, for some reason, the brakes on my car say Toyota on them. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, maybe. There's a lot of crossover from GM to Toyota and back. She's like, no, I'm not kidding. She went home and got her car. She jacked it up in the front, right in front of my friend's house. We were standing out there smoking cigarettes with her and stuff. She's like, oh, no, it's no problem. She jacks up the car, pops the wheel off, and she's like, look, Toyota. I'm like, oh, my God.
1986.
She felt like something. It was funny. Whatever. Ben Stone Productions, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Hey, Snow Crusher.
Hey, Ben.
I'll be back.
Snow Crusher, where's
I'll be back.
where you see Snow Crusher at? Am I overlooking something?
Well, I'm pretty sure that Snow Crusher has been stoned once in a while, but what happened?
I thought Craig said, "Hey, Snow Crusher," and I don't see Snow Crusher in chat nowhere.
Oh, I think he's messing with us.
Craig messing with him. He's messing with my head, and I'm already out of it today.
Damn it, Craig.
Corvettes. I don't know what the heck is up with Corvettes. There's only been basically 2-year model vets I really like. That was the 50s. Well, I'd have to kind of vary it a little bit. Between 55 and 57 Corvettes, I kind of like them, and the 63 split window. But anywhere from 80 and up, they just kept more and more trying to make them look like a daggone Ferrari, and doing a very poor job at it.
Anything?
I'm not a vet person. I'm sorry.
Like, I don't really like the 80s vets. I like the old 70s ones. Those were my favorites. You know, the like 76.
Not like the vet from Corvette Summer.
There's 76 is a nice body style for the Corvette. 74, 70, 75, 76, around that era. I like that.
Wasn't the 76 the last year of the Stingray?
I'm not sure. Well,
I believe 76 was last year for the Stingray. What'd you say, Vocals 43? Ah, yeah, it worked. Well, don't let them work you too hard tonight.
well, hang on. Stingray Corvette. Here. Corvette Stingray concept car. Says here. $1959 looks like the first year, and 2016 looks like the last year they had something called Stingray.
But the actual production Stingrays, they stopped in like the 70s, I think, and then they might have started back with them.
Well, they can put the Stingray label on anything they want.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it a Stingray. Stingray is just a level of quality that they attribute to certain types of Corvettes that they put out. It's kind of like putting IROC on a Camaro. You know, or SS they put on a Chevelle or a Malibu or whatever. You know, Super Sport. It's a package. So here we go. There's 53 through 60 for the Corvettes. And 63 through 76 or 67 for the Corvettes. And here's 69. Yeah, 69 through I believe. Hold on. One moment, please. I think it went through to 76. 69 through 76 were the Stingray Corvettes.
Yep.
You're right.
And if I'm not mistaken, my uncle's got a 76 out there under his barn.
That's nice. That's pretty nice. Even if it's not in good repair, even if it's not
body-wise, it's in good shape, but the squirrels and the mice has chewed the wires all to pieces of that car.
It happens. It happens. Any car you have, I mean, if you have a Corvette and it's there,
Yeah.
it's nice to have it in whatever shape it's in. Okay, fine. People say that, oh, I've been taking care of it. Yeah, sure you have. You've been eating eggs and freaking steakums and freaking microwave pizzas for the last 25 years while your Corvette took a shit in your backyard.
I know that.
Don't play with me. I know. Anyway, whatever. That's fine. People do what they do, and you got the time or you don't have the time. If you're like me and you get depressed sometimes, you don't work on nothing, and you're just like sitting there freaking biting your fingernails and freaking watching your hair grow, because you're depressed. Okay, you do what you do.
Hey, Cap.
You'll dig out eventually. What's up?
I got some acrylic paint that's water cleanup and all. It says it'll paint on most hard surfaces. I wonder how to do on this resin.
I don't
stick to it.
I have not tried painting. Pardon me, I'm yawning my head off because I thought I would eat food. But I haven't tried painting the resin yet, but just because I don't have any paints. I simply don't. I have tried to.
I got a whole bunch of different colors. I thought about using the different colors and just highlight certain parts of it and all. And
I've tried using marker on a few things, and some of it rubs off and some of it doesn't.
To the Car Guy and Six Fan Show.
So, what I'll do is I'll grab this bucket of skulls that I got here. It's an old margarine bucket, but
that thing worked good. I use them for all kinds of stuff myself.
Yeah, but I don't eat enough margarine to have as many of these containers as I would like to have.
I don't either.
They always get used for something. So we're gonna take a couple of these out and we're gonna mark on them and see what happens.
But I got different kind of paints. They're all acrylic paints. But this one's called Cermacoat.
All right. Now I have some other colors here that I just got in the mail today because I want to experiment with them, and I'm going to do a little bit of that too. And we'll see if it dries, if it rubs off, if it kind of just goops or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes you write up stuff with a magic marker or whatever, and it don't work right. So I got some Sharpie here. Yeah. The red stuff kind of, I guess if you let it dry, which I did not, it probably you'd stay on there pretty good. But nope, this even the black is kind of rubbing off. So no, I guess this stuff is kind of hard and doesn't want to take Sharpie marker. But that's not indicative of it being uncooperative with other types of pigments and paints and things. So. You take it upon your own discretion how far you want to research whether or not it wants to take a little bit of that. So.
Hey, Vocal 43, where are you at tonight? He's a truck driver also, isn't he?
Hey, Vocals, how you doing?
I'm not sure. He said a while ago he was at work and all, but he was hiding out.
Oh.
Because he said he couldn't stay in long because he was at work. And he said, all right, break is over. See you soon. So,
I thought he was a truck driver.
I can't keep up with everybody's professions.
It's obvious what I do.
Hell, that's how I found you. When I started following you years ago.
I'm the only one that's in a live stream at 80 miles an hour all the time.
I actually found and started following you before your channel was changed. When you changed it to Twisted R Racing, it was something else when I found you, because I actually found you because I was looking up stuff about trucking. Because I was watching trucking videos.
About the first 2 months, it was just my name, Stacy Reeves.
Yeah.
And then it was Twisted R Racing Stacy Reeves, which every time I went in a live stream, you know, my name took up 2 freaking lines.
Hello.
So I dropped my name off the end of it, and now everybody just calls me Twisted. So
I'll be back.
All right, Captain.
We're back.
Oh man.
What I missed?
Not much anything. We just BSing and hanging out and all that.
That's
and I am starting to get tired. But I'm just, well, it's really starting to settle in, and I still got to cook me something to eat for supper.
We started the live stream. I was in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and right now I am 45 miles from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So,
heck yeah.
He was doing that the other night. He got to talking and he was running 110 mile an hour.
You got to watch that. Got to control yourself.
I got your cruise set on 82 right now. So.
Heck yeah.
Speed limit's 80. So.
But I'm going to try this one that's got some rough spots on it and try and see if this acrylic paint that I got will stick to this resin and just color in highlights in different places on this skull to make it kind of pop a little more, stand out.
Hit it with a little bit of 380 or 400.
I think I got some 600 sandpaper I can scuff it with.
The other thing you can do is use some adhesion promoter. You can buy that at O'Reilly's.
Yeah.
I'd be afraid the adhesion promoter would counteract the resin.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It might be a little too much for this resin, because that's made to spray on paint or on metal surfaces and stuff, and rubber, them rubber bumpers.
Aren't most of all the rubber bumpers made out of urethane?
Yeah, but is this a urethane resin or?
No, it's an acrylic thing.
That acrylic paint might stick to it anyway, because he said he poured some over top of what that was already dried, and they adhered to each other.
Yeah.
I know I had some acrylic parts I was trying to clean with mineral spirits one time, and it turned them to goo.
Yeah, it will. You got to be careful. Acetone or what do they call that? Isopropyl alcohol or non-isopropyl alcohol. That will dissolve plastic. That's where back in the day, I don't know, many people remember VCRs or not, but you had to be careful when you were cleaning the heads on VCRs.
Yep.
Because it would melt down the plastics on the inside of the VCR.
If you put too much of that cleaning solution on that tape that you put in there to run it through on a cleaning cycle.
I still have a working VCR at home.
I do too. And I still got a ton of daggum VHS tapes.
I don't have very many, but I've got the two that count. I got Days of Thunder and Six Pack. Six Pack was a Kenny Rogers movie. He was a race car driver. Had all the kids.
Yep, because they were actually started out as hustlers. They were going around stealing car parts off of people's race cars and then turning to go into the next place and selling them to people.
Yep.
So a lot of times they were buying their own parts back.
Just drive it till you hear glass and smell shit.
Shut up, Shorty.
Damn it, Stacy! I about spilt daggum drink all over my monitor.
That no good for nothing, lying, cheating.
I love that one part. They pull up in that daggum with that van and all in front of that dude's race car. He's inside. And when they drove off, it's sitting there on the trailer up on blocks with everything gone, even the motor. Like, jeez. They wiped that car out.
I had Stroker Ace, but that was that. I like Burt Reynolds, but that wasn't one of his best movies.
Cannonball Run wasn't one of his better movies either.
No. Now, the one where he was a stunt guy, that was a good movie.
That was, what was the name of that one?
Roger Moore was pretty good in Cannonball Run.
Yeah. I tell you one I liked as a race car movie, and that was White Lightning, where Richard Pryor was the race car driver.
Yep.
That was a good movie.
I like the, what was it, Racer, the one, Sylvester Stallone, he was the F1 driver.
Oh, Driven. I think it was called Driven.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where he's having to teach that young boy how to calm down and start controlling how he done things.
Yep.
I like that where he goes around, he's flipping the quarters out, and they telling that young boy he's gonna do a power slide and pick all them quarters back up, and he's like, "Ain't no way." Yeah, that was a good movie.
The other one movie that was good was Cobra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had the 50 Merc. Yeah,
oh God, car. I love that car. The only thing I didn't like about it is the movie car had a daggum Chevrolet engine in it. The show car had a Ford motor in it. The car they used for stunts had a Chevrolet motor in it.
Cheaper to build a high-powered Chevrolet than it was a Ford.
Yep.
A lot cheaper.
You can build 4 Chevrolets for what one Ford will cost you.
Yep.
And then you could build 4 Fords for what it'd cost you to build 1 Mopar. Them old Mopars were expensive to build, but good God, they were worth it when you got it done.
Hey, Boneyard. And I agree, Mudster. I'm not really all that impressed with the remake of the Dukes of Hazzard.
No, that was...
that one alone.
They went straight up stupid with that. What's going on, Boneyard?
And I didn't care for the remake of the Scooby-Doo either.
It had good moments in it, but that was about it. Oh, man. So, Stacy, where are you heading to after you get that load taken off? You already pre-scheduled with a load, or are you going to wait until you get there?
I got to unload in Mandan, North Dakota in the morning. And then Monday morning, I got to drop in Fife, Washington, and Portland, Oregon.
Oh, good Lord.
And I hadn't lined anything up from there yet.
Well, when I was driving trucks, the only states I didn't ever hit was Maine, North and South Dakota, or Alaska. I hit all the other ones. And some of them I hit more than I wanted to.
I've been to all 50. I've been to Alaska five times now.
Never been when I was driving trucks.
Matter of fact, me and Tabitha were talking about I got to get my passport updated next time I go home.
I couldn't ever cross into Canada. My truck and trailer were too long. Wouldn't make the bridge laws. Had that Freightliner Classic with a super condo with a 53-foot drive van. I exceeded their bridge laws, so I couldn't go in there.
I got a spread axle on my 53-foot. I might be able to go across there.
I'm like, I ain't lost nothing up there. I'm good. The only thing I hate is when they kept sending me out to the Shaky, or they sent me up to the daggum pothole capital. Chicago. I think they install potholes there instead of fixing them.
They do.
I don't do Chicago. I don't do New England, and I don't do California.
Man, I remember the last time I went to California. I was running through there, and there was 5 lanes of traffic in one direction. Trucks couldn't be in the far right 2 lanes.
What pisses me off is you get over there, the speed limit for cars is 70, the speed limit for trucks is 55.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
They also have the commute lanes and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Well, if you only got one person in the car, you can't drive in that lane.
I went to Hollywood one time, hauled something over there, and picked up a container full of movie set stuff out of Hollywood going to Anderson, Texas, which is about 15 miles from my house. And I dropped that container off. They said, well, we'll be done with this shoot in about 2 weeks. You want to take it back? I said, nope. Y'all can find somebody else to take it back. I don't care what it pays.
What's up, Hot Rod? But now, when I went to Chicago, I was in the middle lane for trucks. I had a Frito-Lay truck in the hammer lane, and then I had another vehicle off to my right. We going through there, it's bumper-to-bumper traffic, and we was rolling about 15 miles an hour or so. There's people running in and out of traffic, and I'll jump on the sides of people's vehicles trying to sell them stuff, and then this one idiot jumped on the side of my truck with a knife. And I had the window up except for about an inch or so at the top, just so it'll have a little airflow. He's like, put your window down, give me your money. I'm like, I ain't giving you nothing. I said, you fisting have a bad day. Give me your money. I got on the radio, hollered to the Frito-Lay truck. I said, don't move, I'm fisting to come over to you. He's like, do what? I said, just hold your trailer still, I'm coming over. He said, coming over? I said, look on the steps of my truck. He said, gotcha. I went to turn and going over. About the 3rd time that dude's head bounced off the side of that trailer, he let go of the side of my truck and about got run over by the Frito-Lay truck. Behind the Frito-Lay truck was a state patrol. State patrol stopped in the middle of the daggum road, turned the blue lights on, and got out with a pistol. I just kept riding. I'm like, not only did he almost get killed, but he's going to jail on top of it.
I went into the Bronx one time, years ago. I pulled up to a red light, had the windows down and everything, and this guy climbed up on the step with this knife, and he says, give me all your money. I said, you ain't too smart, are you? He said, what you mean, man? I said, look down, and I had that 45 with a hammer cocked back on it, and I'm leaning back in the seat. I've still got that knife to this day. He dropped it in the truck.
Well, you know where Stanley, Kansas is, Stacy?
Stanley, Kansas. That's between Salina and Wichita, isn't it?
No, just south of Overland Park.
Oh, yeah.
You get over there to Stanley, and they used to have guys that would drive rigs through there until people started climbing onto the trailers and opening the doors and unloading the trucks that they were going by.
I've seen people do that during rush hour traffic when you couldn't move very fast. They'd get up behind you with a dually or whatever and stand on the hood with bolt cutters and cut the bolts off the daggum trailer locks, open the doors and start handing stuff over into the back of the truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they crazy.
I pulled up to a stoplight beside this gal. Where were we? I think we were in Chicago. We were downtown, no, we were in Gary, Indiana. Chicago, might as well be.
Same difference.
Yep.
We
Cook
pulled up
County.
to a stoplight. We pulled up to a stoplight. The light was red. And 5 guys run out there and they all had 4x4s in their hand. I thought, well, they're fixing to beat this girl to death. They slid them 4x4s under that car, pulled the valve stems, busted the lug nuts, and took off with all 4 of her wheels and tires while she was sitting at the stoplight.
Good God. Wow. That is crazy.
And I was so surprised and dumbfounded by, okay, somebody's taking the wheels and tires off your car. Hit the gas. There wasn't nothing coming. It was like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, she sat there and let them take them.
Jeez Louise.
Oh, one guy held the door shut. That's what it was. One guy held the door shut, and the other 4 slid them blocks under that car and busted the lug nuts off. With 4-way lug wrenches now, they were quick.
Yep.
And grabbed them wheels and tires, and by the time the air settled down, the car settled down on them wood blocks, there was enough air out of them and the lug nuts were off. All they had to do was grab the wheels and go.
That is crazy.
It wasn't their first rodeo to figure that out.
No. It's snowing in Sioux Falls, brother.
Oh, good
Oh,
Lord.
What I said, it smells like snow here.
Send some cold air my way.
I look out my front window and it looks like the TARD squad moved in across the street. There's a 17-year-old kid over there building a ramp. I probably shouldn't have said that, but it's a good time.
It is what it is. I'm too old for all that bicycle crap. I got to have motors on my stuff. I got to be able to move.
I had a nice mountain bike. I let my best friend borrow it, and I think it's still in his grandma's garage.
I was talking with a buddy of mine the other night. Do what, Craig?
Ride mountain bikes around town at night.
Yeah.
Back, when we were in our early 20s. And I let my best friend borrow my mountain bike because he wanted to ride it for something or other. He said, "You want that bike back? It's over at Granny's garage." And I said, "No, it's all right where it's at. I know where it is. If I want it, I'll call you." And I think to this day, it's still in that garage.
Probably. Me and a buddy of mine was looking at something the other day because my nephew's mountain bike's over here at my house. Has been for about 6 years. And we was looking at the chain setup on it and where it shifts and all that.
Yep, derailleurs and whatnot.
Yeah. I wonder if there's some way you could do that with 35 chain, go-kart chain with different sprockets and all, and have that work like it does on a bicycle. Or if there's too much torque and all there with that go-kart motor for it to do something like that.
I don't know, but they've got a lot of guys running around on 18 speeds and 21 speed bikes here with gas motors on them.
Yeah.
Things to fly at about 40, 50 mile an hour.
Yeah, but they running them little 50cc two-stroke motors and all, ain't they?
I don't know what they are. They're like a chainsaw motor, basically.
Yeah.
And it has a chain drive that goes down to the front sprocket, and then they still have the normal chain on there.
Yeah.
So it uses up one of the sprockets on one of the 3 front sprockets, and then they still have the other sprockets in the back.
Could you imagine doing something like that on a go-kart though, hooking up all them different gears and all to where you could shift it and all, have all them different gears on a go-kart? Man, you could probably hit 80, 90 mile an hour on one easily with barely having a daggum motor on it.
You'd never get it to hold together, though.
It'd probably stretch that chain real bad, wouldn't it, jumping from gear to gear and all?
Your derailleur would have to have a pretty hefty spring on it.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to have a hell of a derailleur, too.
But I've been thinking about that ever since me and him talked about it the other night when he come by and I was showing him a fat cycle and all.
It's basically how those lawnmower transmissions are designed to work. just with gears instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, $700 transmission is just a it's got 2 shift keys that slides slides in and out of different gear sets.
Yeah. Oh man.
Mudster says he used a Peerless 700.
I wonder if one of them Peerless 700s will hold up to that 14 that I got.
Yeah. That's what I'm running on that red mower that's doing about 90 horse.
Cool. I need to pull that Toro wheel horse rear engine riding mower. I got to tear that thing apart and see if that Peerless that's in it is either a 500 or 700.
Yeah, you can go through and bulletproof those Peerless 700s, and they'll take a lot of horsepower.
One question though. Instead of it laying flat with the drive pulley down here, how would it do if you turn it 90 degrees to where the pulley's up sideways and run a clutch system with a jack shaft over to run that daggum pulley
You'd have
for the
oil
gears?
You'd have oiling issues.
Oh,
Yeah.
would I?
Yeah.
What you'd have to use is a like a rear end gear. What do they call that?
I mean, if you had you put enough oil in it, it'll hold together. You know.
Well, a pinion. You'd have to put a pinion on it. To run it over and then run a pinion
Yeah.
down to your jack shaft.
You'd have to have some kind of a sleeve going over the input end of it there to help support it, because that's people don't reinforce that area. You know, we have sleeves that we weld in a plate, and it where the input, that cast aluminum housing, when it slides into that plate, there's a steel all the way around that aluminum input housing. You know,
To keep it from flexing and busting the housing all to pieces.
yeah.
Just put
I
your
know what you're talking about.
Put your 5-speed Sportster transmission on there with a belt drive.
I'm just trying to figure out some way of putting where I could have a reverse and all that on that Franken buggy. Because I've already got the 40 series torque converter that Matt and Tiffany got me. I just got to come up with a reverse and all to go on there.
Yeah, the only way you can make a Peerless 700 work in that configuration would be to get a 90-degree gearbox, and that's, you could come up with it. You could buy a different transmission configuration for what the gearbox would cost you.
Don't they have a 90-degree gearbox already that has a shifter in it with the reverse?
Not that I know of.
Not that I know of. What I thought about doing is like the videos I seen where they're taking the old like Honda 200 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler motors, pulling the jug and all that off and capping that off and taking that plate off the side and extending that shaft on out with putting a gear on it.
Run a sprocket to the crankshaft?
Yeah. And using the forward and reverse gears and all in that transmission that's on that 3-wheeler motor.
Yeah, they've got a.
I'd have to stretch that daggum swing arm on the back of that buggy a good bit to do that, though.
They've got a Red Cat BSS 01-12 gearbox unit. And then they've also got a reverse gearbox transmission from Monster Scooter Parts for $122.99.
But what's the maximum horsepower to hold?
Yeah. What's the horsepower rating on it?
Hey, Snow Crusher.
It says for a 30 torque converter.
See, it won't work.
Yeah,
They're only rated to 8 horsepower.
Yeah.
I put that 14 on there with it being when me pumping it up to where it's actually got more than 14. I'd destroy that daggum reverse box.
I got another one.
Rather be Weldon found one. Supposed to be high horsepower somewhere.
150 cc, 200 cc, and 250 cc.
Hey, Straight Six fan. How you doing, man?
Hey, Grant. How's it going?
Hey, Grant, $109 free shipping.
Yeah, but that motor I got's 479 cc.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep looking.
Which,
they're out there. You just got to look for them.
it's going to take me a little bit to find it and all, but as soon as I get the shop built and all, that's the first thing that's getting built is the Franken buggy. That's going to be my first build in the shop once I get it up and all.
I've seen people take starter motors and make electric reverses out of them.
Yeah. That's what Snow Crusher was saying.
Ultima 6-speed, Ultima 6 5-speed transmission, $319. 1990 to 1999 big twin Evo models.
Huh.
Found one of those with a reverse in it, wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
You put a tracker end in it. $1,500.
You funny.
Find your golf cart rear end was reversing it. Well,
That's
yeah, you could. I've got a gas golf cart there at the house. And
it's got the forward and reverse on the rear end itself.
It would have to. That or the engine runs
Backwards.
2 different directions. I don't see how that would work, but
An Evinrude gearbox is what somebody's saying. You can make one out of.
yeah, you can use a 90-degree gearbox out of a boat motor.
Huh. And I know somebody with a 80 horse. But I don't know if the what's wrong with it. I don't know if it's the whole bottom section's messed up or if the motor's blowed up.
I'm pretty sure the reverse part of it is in the lower unit.
Yeah. But if that's the part that's tore up, it ain't gonna do me no good. But when I build it, it's probably just going to be straight forward gears until I can get some stuff finagled around and get what I need.
Yeah, this may get interesting tonight. It's snowing its tail off right now.
Lord have mercy.
Grant, good to see you, brother.
Yeah, I'm there in the stream for a little bit, showing a little bit of support.
I always go back and watch it after the fact.
Yeah.
If I miss it.
Hell, there's a lot of people's videos and stuff like that I've been missing here lately. I've been so daggone busy.
I can't see the chat, so
I got a 70 horse on the back of my boat, but I'm not pulling the daggum gearbox out of it to use on this go-kart when that's I'm keeping my boat motor together for my boat.
I've got a 110 horse Mercury. It's an 83 model, and the damn all the electronics on it are bad, and you can't get parts for them no more. I'm gonna wind up scrapping the boat.
The 70 horsepower Chrysler. That'd be a big lower unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got is a 70 horse, but I think it's a Johnson or either Evinrude.
That's a good built lower unit too.
The boat I got is a 77 Chrysler sport satellite boat. It's what they used to call the fish fish ski or whatever it was, where you pull a skier. Yeah, you can either recreation or fishing or whatever.
Yeah.
I just got to redo the floor in it. Yeah, them big motors like that hot rod around here where I'm at, don't matter if they're running or not, you can make some good money off them motors around here. People are going crazy for parts motors and all. Had a guy come up the other day, told me if I wanted to sell the motor off of my boat, let him know he'd give me whatever I wanted for it. And I'm sitting there like, don't tell me that.
You may change your mind when I give you that price tag.
I started telling him $800 he could have it. But then I started thinking, I said, where am I going to get me another motor for $800? Which that ain't what I paid for the boat motor and all together. That boat and all I almost got for nothing. The lady wanted it out of her yard. And if her son hadn't come up when he did, I probably could have gotten the boat for less than what I paid for it. Because she told me on the phone, she said, if you can come get it out of my yard, you can have it. I'll be there in 30 minutes. Dug out. I get there and her son's there. I'm like, oh, this ain't going to be good. Then she's like, well, what do you think I need to sell it for? He said, I don't know. You need to get something out of it for it sitting here so long. And I'm sitting there like, good Lord, here we go. I said, I'm probably going to end up having to pay a fortune for it. Nah, it wasn't that bad. I think I give $100 for the boat motor and everything.
That isn't too expensive at all.
I think the set of skis that's sitting inside of it is worth more than that. If I need to sell them. I can't ski. I'm too fat.
Hey, this is my life.
I have no reason to try to stand up on two little tiny sticks behind the boat.
Wakeboard's backed up.
A wakeboard for me would have to be a 4x8 sheet of plywood. No, it won't work. What you scratching your head for, Stacy?
I just think about that 4x8 sheet of plywood skating across the water.
I
tell you the funniest thing I ever seen.
That's right. Actually, get up about 30 mile an hour on a boat. That water surface gets pretty hard when you get to moving like that.
Oh, yeah. I was sitting on the bank of the river. This was God. Jeez. 94, 95, something like that. I'm sitting on the bank of the river, fishing under a leaning oak tree, catching redbreast like crazy. I hear something. I'm like, what in the world is that funky sound? Because you hear the boat motor just a screaming. Then you hear something. It sounded almost like ice sliding on a tin roof. I'm like, what the hell is that sound? I happen to look upriver. And coming down the river is this daggum ski boat with a rooster tail slinging. And then I see the rope going out behind it with another rope over the top of it, even higher going back. I'm like, what in the world are they dragging? They sitting there riding, and they have got the hood off of a mid-70s model Ford truck with two seats mounted to it with a windshield thing on it, so the water hits the windshield and shoots over their head. And they got two ropes right there sitting on the hood, flying down the river. And it's got foam, lined spray foam, filled the whole bottom of the daggum hood. So if they stop, it'll somewhat float. I'm sitting there like, look at these idiots. There's two people sitting in the chairs with them leaned back a little bit, holding the daggum rope, just to flying down the river. I'm like, I have seen it all. I'm like,
Right. When I was married to my first wife, we lived in Lawrence, Kansas. You know, KU University is there, and it sets up on a hill.
Yeah. I'll do
And
that, Hot Rod.
My brother-in-law had just gotten out of prison. And my father-in-law, we lived in the basement at my mother-in-law and father-in-law's house. And my brother-in-law come in, and he said, hey, Stacy, you ever been snow sledding? I said, no. He said, come on, let's go. I said, we ain't got no sled. He said, we'll take the hood off of Jim's truck. It won't hurt it. We took the hood off of Jim's new truck, went up top of KU Hill, and we jumped on that thing and took off. And I looked at Jeff. I said, hey, there's a road down here. How do we stop this thing? He said, I don't know. We hit that road and scooted across that road, and down the hill we went, crossed another road. And I looked at Jeff. I said, okay, there's a tree coming. How are we going to do this? By the time we hit that tree and cratered that hood. We took the hood back up to my truck. We took it home, bolted it back on Jim's truck. And Jim never could figure out how them guys that stole his truck wrecked his hood but didn't crack the grill.
And it probably eat that paint up going across that highway on that hood.
Oh, it was horrible. Finally, I got to feeling bad, you know, because that was Jim's pride and joy. I got to feeling bad. I said, look, Jim, I'll buy you a new hood and I'll pay to have it painted. He said, what do you know about this? I said, me and Jeff went snow sledding with your hood. Oh, he was pissed. Needless to say, I was divorced about 3 months later.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, Hot Rod. If I ain't mistaken, that's what Cars and Cameras did with that on that four-wheeler. That was a Polaris four-wheeler that was the motor was so daggum screwed up on. They just used the gearbox off of it to put that other motor to. I'll have to look for one. See if I can find one.
Ross to be done that with a Bombardier.
Yeah, but he was saying take the Polaris because they got them the high-speed forward and reverse gearboxes, and they're pretty compact, he said.
They're belt drive, too.
I have to convert it to chain drive. I don't really care for belt drive. Belt drive don't work out too well in mud and water and stuff. Oh, man. I could just imagine how bad that hood was eat up, sliding across that asphalt, and then hit that snow again.
You can ask Craig. KU University sets up on a pretty good hill.
I bet y'all paid hell dragging that daggone hood back up them hills across them roads to get back to where your truck was at.
No, my other brother-in-law was at the bottom waiting on us.
He was probably shaking his head like, you idiots.
Probably wondering whether you had to go track down an ambulance or not.
First thing he said when we threw the hood in the back of his truck, he says, Jim's going to kill y'all Monday morning.
What kind of vehicle was it off of?
It was 84 Ford F-250.
Oh. Yeah.
82 or 84. I was married to Paula. Me and Paula got married in 83, so it had to be an 83 or 84. It was the first year Ford come out with the big headlights.
I think that was 84. Had the big square headlights instead of the two small ones.
Yeah, I had the big plastic headlight instead of the glass ones.
I think they were glass.
Yeah, I think they were glass, but they're just big.
They were the first composite headlights I used.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if them guys tore that hood up and never cracked the grill headlights or nothing.
I'm just wondering how y'all got that hood to latch back down when it crinkled in.
Oh, we didn't.
Just they bolted it back on and let
But they just
truck.
pushed it down as far as it would go and left it, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Lonesome.
What'd say, Lonesome? Good gracious.
I hope you're feeling better, brother.
I think Interstate 29 may be closed. Yep. Sure as shit.
Is that the way you were going to have to go?
Yeah.
Well, looks like you're going to be looking for another way.
He's probably looking at a river or a pond.
Oh, I'm going to run down here to the truck stop. Fuel up. I got to take a break anyway.
Yeah. They still working you to death there, Lonesome?
He's been sick. Hell, he had pneumonia or something. I think he bronchitis or something like that. He was in the hospital for a few days.
Oh, good God. I know for a while there they were working him to death and all, and then he had a cold at the time on top of it or something. I thought was the last time I talked to him.
Yeah, he was in the hospital, I think.
Jeez.
Close to the end of the weekend or something. And he's supposed to be off to work till Friday, tomorrow. And I think he went back to work early.
Lonesome, you need to take care of yourself, brother.
Greg, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I took the snow change off of this truck Monday morning.
Oh, well.
Or
Let
Sunday
it snow,
morning.
let it snow, let it snow. As long as you're not climbing a grade, you shouldn't need them.
Do
Snow
what?
Crusher said I-29 straight south of him.
Depending on where he's at.
I'm in Sioux Falls, South Dakota right now.
I'm not sure where Snow Crusher's at. He might be in South Dakota or North Dakota. I don't know.
When I drove trucks, I told my dispatcher, whoever it was, as soon as I started up with them, if I have to chain up tires, I don't roll. That truck parks until I don't have to chain.
Yeah, well, I'm usually that way.
Dadgum, Lonesome. I know the feeling about being broke.
Snow Crusher's across the border. He's in Canada.
Oh,
I
I
bet
ain't going
it's
that
about
far.
it's probably about negative 20 degrees Celsius where he's at right now.
Shit, it's probably warm. It's warmer in Canada than it is in Kansas. I learned that off a Grant show.
Depends on where you're at in Canada. Straight
Yeah.
north, cold. You get over my
It was 48 degrees where old car guy is.
Snow Crusher said he's 250 miles north of Fargo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are, horse. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be live. I'm about wore out, and I think my stomach's starting to think my throat's been cut.
That ain't good at all.
Well, you know, Tractor, if your heart wasn't so big, it'd fall right out your asshole.
True that. True that. I still got to get out there and start.
That's easy right there.
I still got to get out there and pull that daggone brake stuff back apart again.
Hey, Stacy.
Yeah.
What do you think about an 88 fifth wheel camper for $3,800?
Is it a toy hauler or just a conventional
No, just a camper.
RV? If it ain't all tore up, that's a pretty good price. Actually, if it ain't all tore up, that's a real good price.
I just happened to run across one on Facebook today. It's an older camper, but it doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape, really.
Dadgum, Lonesome. You must be daggum sick if you ate half a hamburger is all you ate today. You usually got several foot-long subs right there in front of you to eat.
Yeah, but that damn half a hamburger probably weighed 25 pounds.
Hey, you saying you had a brontosaurus burger?
I bet it. He ain't talking about anything more than a half-pound burger.
It was probably a quarter-pound burger if he's been as sick as y'all saying. I know when I'm sick, I don't want to eat nothing.
Yeah.
Dadgum, he says he's down 15 pounds. Dadgum, you lost it and I found it. Here, I'm going to give it back to you.
I was just thinking to say, hey, I'll give it back to you next time I'm through Georgia.
Exactly. Yeah, he said it was a quarter pounder. He ate half of it. That was it. Dadgum, man, you need to take care of yourself.
Take care, Hot Rod.
Have a good one, Hot Rod. Don't let them work you too hard.
Been thinking about old Lonesome all week.
Yeah, me
he
too.
Said the other night, Sunday night, he was going back to work.
Hey,
Lonesome, you still got the box?
I don't think he's probably felt too good for a couple of weeks.
Hey, Lonesome, you still got the Captain Jerk box with all the stuff? Or has it already went out to the next person?
Going in the mail tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I was looking to see his video. I'd like to see his video on that thing.
I think the last video I saw, I got to watch of Lonesome's was
with Doug, wasn't he?
No, he had got him a shrinker and a
Shrinker
tire
stretcher
changer and a little tire machine from a tire changer from Harbor Freight.
Yeah. Well, he said he had to go back to work because he got a new tubing bender.
Yeah, I'm gonna build me a tubing bender. I still got them plans in here, Jay. I just got to get them copied. And
well, when you get them copied, I'd appreciate a copy of them. That's for sure.
That one we were looking at online, Stacy?
Yeah.
A hell of a bender.
I thought about ordering me one of them ones. It's a mandrel bender. It does real tight radiuses, but it's not hydraulic and all. It's hand powered. It's got the big, almost like a ratchet lever thing on it.
Yeah. You ever tried to bend tubing with one of them?
Yep.
That's freaking work, buddy.
Yep. But you got a long enough bar on there, you can do it.
I'm lazy.
Well, I'm looking at price for right now.
I'm going to bail out. Well, I figured up I can build the bender and everything with a jack. Everything you need except for the dies for a little under $200.
And I probably got a lot of the metal already, so that I could probably get away with cheaper than that. What's going to cost me is getting the hydraulic cylinder.
I'd use one of those air over hydraulic cylinders from Harbor Freight.
It's an air over hydraulic cylinder from Harbor Freight. It's $70.
Yep. That's what I'd use to build one.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be slow enough that it'll keep you so you can watch it and make sure it doesn't kink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an 8-ton jack that runs that bender. I'm gonna jump out and put some fuel in this thing. I'll be back in a few.
All right. Yeah, I wanna get me a tubing bender. If I can't get one, my uncle and them just got a exhaust bender and all, one of them big hydraulic deals.
The same concept. It'll do it too. And
Yeah, and it's the one. It's the one that has it on both sides, and they curl around the center part and all, so it keeps it round the whole way and all. He said as soon as they get the machine hooked up, I can use it anytime I want. So
that'll do some heavy wall pipe too.
It'll go from real thin all the way up to fairly thick.
Yep.
But for doing the frames and all, it'll do it. It'll do it easy. And they got dies that go all the way down to, I think it was, I can't remember if it was 3/4 or 1-inch OD dies with that thing, and it goes all the way up to 3-inch diameter dies.
Hello, Ben. How you doing?
Hey, Ben. Welcome back. But this is one of them big hydraulic units and all. I think it runs off of, I think it actually works off of 480.
Probably.
Power. I mean, it's a big unit. This thing's huge.
It's also got the shrinkers and the expanders on it too, I'm sure.
Yep, it's got all that. And it's actually got the thing where you can slide the pipe on there to set it wherever you need it, and it'll actually spin the pipe and cut off wherever you need it cut off at. It's got the roller cutter thing that cuts it off, and then you just pull it off, and then pull your excess piece off, throw it off into the pile.
Yep. Welcome back, Justin.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome back, Cap.
Sorry I was gone for so long. I wanted to stop and talk to a couple of friends for a moment because I haven't talked to them in a long time.
That's cool. That's cool.
You're not obligated to be here all the time.
Exactly.
We just enjoy it when you are.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
I figure we'll go for about another 15 minutes. It's a quarter to 10. I figure we'll cut it off at 10 o'clock. I think 3-hour stream will be long enough for tonight.
Sure.
But yeah, I get my shop built and all, get my benches and all put in there, and my fab table and all that stuff. I'll be ready to start doing some building then.
You're ready to do it now. You just want the shop to do it in.
Yeah, I want something where I ain't working in sand.
Yeah.
Well,
I hate working on something and you drop a bolt or something, you pick it up and it's coated in sand. I'm like, dadgummit, now you got to clean it now before you put it back in a motor.
Well, we used to cure that by using plywood.
Yeah.
I know. That's not for everybody, but when we needed to, well, we'd get a grody old piece of plywood, and if we needed to, we'll even put a tarp down, like underneath, like in between them and stuff, so the dust doesn't come up as much. And we find a way, like those old moving blankets and stuff, and drop cloths and whatever. We use whatever we found to try to keep the dust down.
Yeah. Which I'll be glad once I get that form. What's going to be the hardest on me is getting that form built, leveled, and all that, and the inside dug out like it needs to be. And then I got to go pay for my concrete and have it ready for when they deliver. Which I got a heavy grade plastic I'm going to put down. That water barrier stuff to put down underneath where the concrete's going to be poured, so it don't have that moisture seeping back up through it.
Well, it'll also help it cure better too, because the moisture in the concrete won't be dragged into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it. I'm gonna try to do it the right way. Fiber reinforced and all that.
Take care of yourself, Lonesome.
Have a good night, Lonesome. Take care of yourself. Don't overdo it.
Yeah, Lonesome. We'll see you.
Cool. Peeper's got us on the TV. We high.
We big time now. We're on the big screen.
That's right.
Oh, big celebrity fancy pant right here. Oh yeah.
Trying to figure out what I want to go in there and cook for supper tonight. I got deer burger laid out and I got deer sausage laid out, so I can either make sausage gravy or some kind of like beef stew, or even make hamburgers or something. I don't know what I want though.
Justin was killing me last night with spaghetti. I still haven't gotten around to making any.
Oh, that's okay. You know what I had tonight? I had chili mac.
I have chili mac in a can.
Nope. This is macaroni and cheese with some chili, kind of type deal. But we don't use the regular Kraft style mac and cheese. We use the stuff that's got the liquid cheese,
Yeah,
the Velveeta.
Well, it's not the Velveeta. It's the Aldi brand, but hey,
It's on the same concept.
Yeah, you get what you can afford, right? So,
exactly.
Yeah, we use the
in all reality, Justin, it probably is the Velveeta. It just doesn't have the Velveeta name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. But
it's made in the same Kraft factory.
We use the combination of those two things to make our chili mac. So, oh my goodness, it was very nice. Very nice.
I actually prefer a lot of that stuff from Aldi's over the big box stores.
Yeah,
a lot of them are nice,
Unboxed Warehouse, how's it going?
They might be equal, but in a different way, like this one tastes real good, and it has these characteristics, and this one tastes real good as well. Tastes equally as good, but it has slightly different characteristics, and I appreciate both. So not all of them, but yeah, like you said, some of them are actually better. Yeah, you're right.
I like a lot of the vegetables at all these over, like Great Value vegetables.
Yeah.
And even a lot of the soups.
Yeah, the canned stuff. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, I see that.
Hey, Peeper, you said save the sausage for breakfast? Mm-mm. I got 120 pounds of deer sausage in there in the freezer. That's pretty much the way I like my deer meat made, is in the sausage, and I like making sausage gravy with it.
So you eat deer all the time. You never get cold, do you?
Yeah, sometimes. But I'd rather eat deer meat year round than I would store bought meat, because at least with deer meat you know what's in it. Store bought, you don't know what all kind of steroids and everything else they pumped into them to get them big to where they can slaughter them and all.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
So, but I like taking the deer sausage and browning it and all, because it's all loose ground sausage. I didn't have sausage links done. Brown it real good and pull the meat out. Leave all the little bit of oil that's in it. I have so little fat in it that it about don't make enough oil to make gravy.
And it goes like this when it hits the pan sometimes. It just all disappears.
Actually, no, it don't shrink down.
But when we tried to freaking fry up a freaking deer steak one night, it just shrunk right up. It was a freaking. it was a strip. When we were done, we were like, "Oh man,
got deer bacon."
Yeah, like rats.
Yeah, when you try to fry a deer steak or something like that, yeah, they will shrink up. But when it's ground deer meat and all like that, if you don't put much fat in it, you don't hardly shrink at all.
Okay.
What makes hamburger meat and stuff like that shrink from the stores is they pump it so full of water and other stuff and all to get the volume, to get the weight and all, without having a whole lot of meat.
Yep.
They actually inject the meat with water and all before they grind it.
Well, that's no fair.
Yep.
And even if you buy it like we do, when we buy a burger, we buy the 93.7.
Yeah.
And when you're done cooking it, it's not grease left over, it's water.
Pretty much.
because there's very little fat content, and it's just the water that they put into the meat when you cook it. It doesn't cook down much, but there's plenty of water in it.
I'll tell you this.
They do the same thing with chicken. They'll inject the meat and all with water.
Yeah, I know that. I know. I'm well aware of the chicken part. That's what most of what we eat. And when we cook it, like you look in the pan, like you put 2 pieces of chicken in a pan, you know, use a rack or whatever, put it right on the pan or whatever, and you cook it, right? Now, no sauce or anything. You just sprinkled it with a few herbs or whatever, right? I mean, maybe a shake of salt, maybe a shake of pepper, or something. And you put that in the oven and you cook it. And when it comes out, it's cooking in its own juices, and you're like,
"Yep, hey, all right, Unbox, have a good one."
Take care, Box.
What's going on, Brad's workbench?
Hey, hey, Brad, how you doing? Yeah, I noticed that they must inject them with water because they were never that freaking juicy when we were kids.
Nope.
No way, man. I mean, yeah, okay, if you cooked a whole chicken, yeah, it would be swimming, you know, a little, but not real bad. But now you cook a whole chicken, and it's like you're like boiling it in the oven. It's like, whoa, where did all that come from?
Exactly.
Jeevers. So there's Snow Crusher. How you doing?
He's been in there for a little while. Yeah, Snow, I don't do mine 75-25. I do straight deer meat, and I have them put like 5% pork fat in it just to keep it where it holds it together and don't let it stick to the pan.
Yeah.
We do ours at 0. It's 100% deer meat. Don't have any trouble with it.
Yeah. But I don't like to get it to hold together with no fat in it. You have to grind it several times and all. And I don't really like mine ground to where it's almost like mush. I mean,
ours isn't. It's just coarse ground like you would, like they do the chili style ground beef, where they use the big dies.
Yeah, but the only thing is, the last time I had it done with no fat in it like that, with that coarse ground, when you try to pat it out to make like sausage patties or whatever, and you put them in the pan and started cooking it, if you didn't watch it, they would literally fall apart and crumble.
We don't have a problem with ours. I don't know if it's because the deer are bigger, they've got more fat on them here.
Yeah.
It could be that, but...
Which I trim all the deer fat off of it. I don't, no deer fat whatsoever. None of the silver skin or any of that. I peel every bit of that off before I send it to get ground up.
We pull the hide off, and our butcher does the rest of it. It comes back packaged.
Well, I debone all mine myself because I want to make sure all that gristle and all that don't go in with the meat to be ground.
Yeah, she does a pretty good job. Her dad was a butcher for his whole entire life from the age of 16 on.
Yeah.
She learned to butcher from him, so.
Oh, yeah, she knows what she's doing then.
And she's got all the commercial equipment to do it with right in her garage.
Yeah.
She's probably not much bigger than my wife either.
I think I'm with Brad here. 70-30 sounds like a good ratio. It really does. 70-30. That sounds real good. Because I don't know about anybody else, but pork is my favorite.
I love a good ham, that's for sure. Yeah. And pork sausage I love.
We just did a spiral cut ham 2 weeks ago. And I cut the bulk of the ham off the bone and left enough on there so we could use the bone for ham and beans. And I put it right back in the freezer and froze it. So one of these days I'll get the roaster out and put the beans in and let them soak all night, and then put the ham bone in there frozen and let it cook all day, and then have ham and beans.
Put it in a big old 5-quart crock pot.
No, I've got a big roaster
pan like they do turkeys and stuff in.
Yeah, we actually have 2 of them. My wife had one and I had one when we got married. So
heck yeah.
I'm the guy at the pig roast that's standing there with a knife, carving it up, and freaking everybody out because he's chewing on one of the eyeballs.
All right.
That's me.
You're nuts. You can chew on all the eyeballs you want.
I'm not even kidding. 2 years in a row I did that. It was freaking awesome.
Some hog wire, some burlap, the whole hog,
Oh
stuffed
man.
chicken and sausage and whatever else you can put in the gut and roasted in an earth pit. That's
Well,
good stuff.
My friend, he for a while he actually a couple of times he actually rented a machine that like a big freaking smoker to turn it or spit or whatever. And then he went out and he got some stuff and he wanted to make his own, but it wasn't as big as he wanted it to be, so he just uses it for other stuff. But no, he found a happy balance. I think he's got his own smoker out there now, but he doesn't throw them parties like he used to because well, people come and they get too drunk and they say dumb stuff, and he's just like,
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
you get more than 20 people around, and you end up having to fill the landfill the next day after cleanup because nobody picks up their crap.
oh, dude, these parties that he throws, they got way more than 20 people, and there's kids everywhere, there's adults, there's freaking grandma and grandpa and freaking extended family and cousins and things are coming from freaking Tennessee and freaking like Tokyo and freaking Africa and wherever. Like they come out of the woodwork, dude. People from everywhere come to this thing, and I'm like, yeah. There's a lot of people from his job that come there too. I'm like, dude, I don't even recognize half these people. Oh, these are people from work, man. You remember this person from last year? Yeah, but I don't remember any of the others. That one person I recognize. Oh, well, yeah, because I work in a different department, and that person followed me over. I'm like, ah.
What is referred to as like split piece with ham, carrots, and celery and onion.
I don't do no split pea. Oh, Craig, there's one thing I do want to try, like that picture I showed you. That had the sheep stuffed inside the hog, stuffed inside the cow, and then it was tied up with the cooking string stuff. Remember?
Yeah.
I want to try that if somebody ever does cook that.
That's basically the way they used to do pit roast here.
Yeah, but it looked like a giant meat burrito.
Yeah.
That thing looked.
I still want to try some turducken. I mean, I've had turkey and I've had duck and I've had chicken, but I haven't had the combination of the three. And
turducken is good.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
You ever had a buffalo burger?
I'm thinking about just making my own because I don't know if I'm ever going to get to a spot where I, freaking like find somebody that's cooking one and say, "Can I join you?"
Exactly.
So I might just have to make my own.
I've had buffalo burgers before, Kathy.
Oh yeah,
buffalo burgers is pretty good.
Yes.
Ostrich is got kind of a twang to it. Ostrich does.
Bear is it. It's stringy.
Bear is actually one of the leanest meats you can eat, period.
Yeah, but it's really
might be.
Really stringy.
It was impressive to me, and it just impressed the hell out of me. Was elk.
Never tried elk.
Elk is good.
I don't know if it was really elk or if they just said it was elk or whatever, but this burger was real good. We went to Cabela's and we had elk burgers.
Elk is really tasty.
It is tasty, isn't it?
It's very, very good. I prefer elk over buffalo or bison, and I prefer bison over deer. There's actually a buffalo farm probably within 3 miles of my house.
Okay.
For a quarter of a buffalo carcass, it's $900.
Wow.
For a quarter.
My goodness.
Well, that's like a half a side of beef. That's a big animal.
Yeah, that is a pretty decent sized freaking cattle there. Yeah. Man.
For a couple
2006.
Where can I find the road closures and shit in South Dakota?
Probably.
That I don't know, Stacy.
What's that? I'm sorry, I missed that. What'd you say, Stacy? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Snow Crusher, you ain't right.
Road closures in South Dakota.
South Dakota or Iowa?
South Dakota.
South Dakota.
I'm interested in I-90 and I-29.
I just
I've
looked
seen
up
that,
Iowa.
Brad.
Let me go back to Google and do South Dakota.
Brad, I have seen that guy on a buffalo. That's actually where they dub voices over an actual movie. The actual movie is called Buffalo Rider. The movie's good, and then them little video clips of guy on a buffalo is hilarious. You will, oh man, if anybody else ain't never seen that, they need to look it up. It's hilarious.
Hang on. It says right here, I-90 road closure news. 1 day ago, though. So we're getting things from yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That doesn't seem like there's anything, inclement or up to date here. South Dakota. Traffic and road conditions responded to a semi rollover on I-91 near Sturgis. I don't know when that was, though. They don't have a date on it.
No travel advised pretty much everywhere.
Was it snowing?
Yeah.
Okay.
How much further you got to go to where you got to deliver to in the morning?
Let me do
All right, Brad.
410 miles.
Oh, good God.
Here it is, Stacy.
You put it in the hangouts or what?
It's
No,
right
it's on my screen.
Yeah, it's
Pretty much every major highway is a no travel zone except for 90. There are 90s open, but it's closed, blocked with impassable. Pretty much 90 from Rapid City to Sioux Falls is closed.
yeah. I saw that one too, but it was a day old.
29's closed too, I guess.
This is within the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
Shows 29 open going north, and it shows 18 open going east. When it shows 90 shut down.
Yeah, I think they just closed 29.
Safe Travel USA. Is that where you're at?
Yep.
It looks exactly the same. Yeah, it's the same one. My goodness.
Yeah. Pretty much winter weather and blizzard warnings.
Damn it, I really hope it doesn't get over here. We just got rid of all our snow. There's guys out there blowing the leaves around today. Come on.
Everywhere but the small corner of the state is either winter weather or snow, blizzard conditions.
Yeah, snow, ice, slippery, scattered wet. I see up in the corner there. And then scattered ice. Yeah, okay. What's that one? Snow, ice, slippery, something. So you either slipping and sliding on it, or you're really stepping in it.
They should have gave Stacy those skis.
The ones that's in my boat are water skis, not snow skis.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think Jay needs any kind of snow gear too much.
You see somebody wearing snow gear around here, they're up to something or either strung out on something.
Or if you see somebody driving a snowplow, they probably stole it.
Right.
Pretty much.
Oh man, I've been down to Georgia. Man, that place gets steamy. Woo! Does it get steamy?
It can.
It gets steamy down there sometimes. Man. Then again, Connecticut's no stranger to hot weather. It can get pretty steamy up here too, but it don't get over 100 most years.
Yeah.
We've been setting records for low temperatures and high temperatures the last like 5-6 years. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Just
Okay,
kind of
global warming shit.
Yeah, the temperatures suck too, Stacy.
You better just stay where he's at so he doesn't get stuck in that shit.
Yep.
Look at the wind pattern.
Oh, when's this shit supposed to blow out of here?
It looks like a goofy jackrabbit.
Yeah, where it's pink, the 50+ mile an hour wind.
Okay.
Yeah, just stay where you're at, Stacy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go south and go through Iowa. And I don't know that Iowa's much better.
There's a place called Highmore where it's red and it's dank looking.
I didn't hit any snow till about 15 miles from where I'm at.
You at a truck stop?
Yeah, I'm at a truck stop now.
You better just stay there tonight where it's warm.
Where are you at now?
Sioux Falls.
Oh, you ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
You heading south or you heading north?
I'm heading north. I got to go to Mandan, North Dakota.
No shit. Yeah, you ain't going nowhere.
I-29 shut down.
Yeah, just stay there and get something good to eat and get some rest.
Man, I lived out in that area, and let me tell you, it's like, to me, it seemed like the middle of nowhere. It really did. It was just like northwest Iowa, southeast South Dakota there. It's just like in the middle of nowhere to me. Because there was like so very little of anything out there. You know, there's towns, but it's like, what's there? There's not like a lot going on, you know? So I guess I'm spoiled living in the middle of Connecticut. Where things are like, oh yeah, half a mile away there's a Kmart or a department store or whatever. And out in Iowa it's like, oh well, 25 miles away or so there's like there's a place you could shop.
There's Del Rapids, Stacy.
Man.
Where's that?
Del Rapids.
Del Rapids, South Dakota.
Those are sky cameras.
What's the temperature where you are right now, Craig?
48 and dropping.
It's 39 degrees here.
It's 45 here, so yeah, we're all pretty similar.
This is Ward, which is probably an hour north of Sioux Falls.
Jay's sweating.
I got the AC set on 70 and I got the fan turned on high.
Oh man, I would love to sweat right now. That'd be awesome.
I'm actually sweating.
Quiet, Crystal. She tells me she's sweating. It's 45 degrees outside. Cut it out.
Where you're at, Stacy, Sioux Falls.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Oh man.
That's probably one of the trucks you were driving around. That looks like ice.
Yeah, it's greasy as hell.
Sunday shower. Woo-hoo.
That camera's down.
Crystal loves thunderstorms, huh, Bunny?
Oh, damn.
She gets very, very excited when it starts rumbling outside. The windows start rattling. She's like, "Ooh!" Starts freaking out.
Oh, Lordy.
There we go. Well, at least she's not like a German Shepherd hiding under the table.
I had a corgi that would try to dig through the bottom of my tub when it was thunder and lightning.
A corgi?
Yep.
Oh boy, yeah. The German Shepherd my uncle had when we were living over there. It was my grandmother's place. We lived there for a few years when I was a little kid, and the German Shepherd that my uncle had, if the fire alarm went off in the center of town, like the dog would howl.
Hey, Harry.
Which was rare.
Hey, Harry, how you doing?
And if there was anything if there was thunder outside at all, even if there was a loud truck that went by, she would be hiding under the couch. She weighed 90 pounds, and she would try to.
Hey, Crystal.
This German Shepherd weighed at least 90 pounds, and she tried to burrow her way underneath the couch.
Oh, good Lord.
While you're sitting on it. She usually succeeded because she was strong.
Well, yo, it's 10:15. I think I'm fixing to call it quits on this stream tonight. I think we've been on here, what, just over 3 hours?
Maybe.
I can tell you. 3 hours ago, yep.
I think that's long enough for tonight.
Okay.
I appreciate everybody hanging out, but we're going to get off of here, and I'm going to try to find me something to eat and all.
We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Yep. Everybody come on in tomorrow night for Stacy's stream on Twisted R Racing's channel.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll catch you later, and we're going to do it the way we always do. Fat Man Fabulous.